Welcome, everybody, to Fat Guys on a Little Podcast. I am back, your co-host, Steve Martin.
We all missed you like you wouldn't believe.
And I was always joined by...
Charles is here.
This is the March 8th edition. I really still can't speak. And we got a lot of stuff to talk about. We got Bernie Sanders, everyone's favorite guy that's going to hand you everything free. I'll talk
He's back in the Brinks truck.
We're going to cover a little bit of my Vegas trip and my man pedicure. It was the greatest thing ever. We got a unique taste test that's out of both our comfort zones. It's imported wine, and when you think imported wine, you always think Minnesota.
I thought it was Wisconsin. It's Minnesota?
Minnesota,
okay.
Yeah, they're from Minnesota. And then we have a special cheese to go with the wine and crackers.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we're going to talk about some restaurants, some movies, and all that good stuff. So strap down, listen up.
Steve's back in the saddle.
All right. I will say thank you to Heather Markey last week. All the girls were here.
We had the females.
Yeah.
I was outnumbered big time.
And they got it in at about 60 minutes, which will come nowhere close.
Once we get going, we won't shut up.
Yeah. But a tight 60 minutes last week with Heather Markey and Holly Markey and Lorna, all of them. All the girls putting in their 2 cents. I thought it was great. I loved how Holly lit up when she got the roast on Heather's phone.
Yeah, when you start talking old iPhones, Holly comes to life.
Yeah. When she got to talk about how she goofs off in school and old iPhones, so she was all in.
Yeah, I got to tell you, man, I still, with a student just breaking out a full-fledged Switch, is still one of the craziest things I've heard in a long time.
Back in our day, it would have been a Game Boy, right?
Yeah, just sitting there with like an 8-inch screen, dude.
That would be hilarious back in our day. Someone just pulled out a monitor, hooked up a Genesis.
Do they just run an HDMI like to the smart board in the room? Like, hold on, Teach, watch out. Plug this in right now.
I wonder if you ever seen those suitcases now where you can put your PS4 in?
Yeah.
I wonder if a kid's ever going to do that.
Dude,
just
there's
crank
some
it out.
kid walking around with a suitcase.
That's dedication right there. So before we start on my trip, I want to say where I was last week was Las Vegas, the Luxor Hotel. And I was there.
Well, you stayed there because you got the hookup.
Yes, yeah.
You got some people with some comps.
And I want to offer congratulations right off the bat to Jenny and Nathan Witt. They were married in Vegas at Treasure Island. The Jenny, her last name was Meyer, and I think before that was Stack. It was Jenny Stack. She this is second.
This
marriage.
is your wife's cousin.
Yes,
correct?
Michelle Markey's cousin.
Okay.
They've been good friends forever, and cousins obviously, but they're almost more like they grew up together a lot, and they were a lot of troublemaking together.
Yeah.
So it was.
You said she was really close to her father, right?
Uncle Russ, the famous Uncle Russ. They all lived in North Carolina, and they went down and seen him a lot of times. Unfortunately, her Aunt Mary has passed away from Alzheimer's about 5-6 years ago, which is
that's
a little bit
the
of a
aunt on that
side.
side.
Yeah, which would have been Jenny's grandma.
Okay.
So unfortunately, and now Uncle Russ, he's 90 and he has Alzheimer's as well.
Jeez.
So
we've talked before in the past. It's a gnarly way to go.
Yeah.
Man.
So, but let's get away from that negative stuff. Congratulations to Jenny and Nathan.
We've discussed all the people that have died.
I met Nathan. He's a nice guy. I wish him luck in many years to come. Welcome to the world of marriage.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. As you can see, we were just excited and ecstatic. So to start my trip off last Thursday, I stayed at the Luxor Hotel.
I guess before you get that far, so they wanted to go to Vegas. They go to Vegas quite a bit, it sounds like.
I don't know if she does, but I know he does. He said
so that's what kind of took them out there.
So they had a lot of comps, and they thought they're both their second marriage for both of them. They didn't want to do anything more traditional. Maybe just have a destination wedding with some. It was a small wedding, like 16 to 18 people.
But they knew they wanted to go to Vegas just based on where they like to hang out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and they drink and smoke and have their good time. And
right.
everyone had a blast. So we stayed at the Luxor. Now the only thing that's changed since the last time I've been there, and I don't remember this.
How long has it been in between your trips?
4 years ago, I went with Bill and Abby.
So it's not that long ago.
And I stayed at the Aria. That's that newer hotel.
You said it was a little more higher end.
It was higher end, but I did get some reason I got an upgrade there. Michelle and I have no comps whatsoever. Charles and I figured out unless you drop thousands of dollars, you have no comps. We got this like breakfast bar thing. So I forgot the last time I was there. We were there 4 days. I ate breakfast for free every day when I was there the first time.
Yeah,
and this time. Not so much.
Yeah, in a hotel, if you can like get a meal, one meal a day, you're doing pretty well.
Yeah, especially in Vegas.
Yeah.
So this time didn't have that, but flew Spirit Airlines. That went pretty smooth. I always get the bigger fat guy chair. Me and Michelle.
What do you pay for the upgrade in the chair?
It's $250 round trip, I think. So
But do you know how much you paid? Like how much the fat tax was for like the roomier chair?
That's what
Oh,
it is.
it's $250.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus!
Round trip though. So,
But that gave you.
but that's
like
total for the two of us. So it was.
$125 round trip.
Yeah,
so about
yeah.
$60 each direction.
Yes,
for
yes,
you to
yes.
get a comfier, bigger chair.
Yeah, and considering it costs $50 just to check your bag, it's
Jesus
not that much
Christ.
more.
That's the thing about Spirit, man. Like it starts out low, and then they just nickel and dime you up the way.
Oh,
man.
they don't give any. They don't even give you peanuts or a beverage either. You got to pay for those.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the guy to the left of me across the aisle, he bought a bag of Cheez-Its and a Sprite, a can of Sprite and a bag. And the Cheez-It bag was like
$9.
this. $7. Yeah.
Oh,
but I was like, jeez. And
So
they don't
that's the
take
move.
cash either. You have to charge that
Oh,
$7.
okay. Yeah, they don't want the flight attendants pocketing that
Yeah.
loot. Yeah. So I guess the move if you're going to fly Spirit is to definitely hit up like a thing in the airport, and
Yeah,
even though
that's-
you're paying airport prices, it's probably still better than on the flight.
Well, that's what Michelle does. She puts peanuts and stuff in her
Yeah.
purse, and it's for some reason Slim Jims. And
Slim Jims, that's good travel
Slim
food,
Jims,
man.
peanuts, and a couple
You
bottles
eat
of water.
more jerky when you travel than any other
Yeah,
time
that's
of the
true.
year.
Well,
dude.
we left in the morning, so we went to that McDonald's in the airport, and
Okay.
I got a large pop, and I kept it with me and just went on
Yeah,
the plane
there
with
you go,
it.
yeah.
So I just had that instead of
pro move.
yeah, pro move. Pro tips from fat guys when you want to eat on a plane and not pay for it.
Stop.
So when we got the Luxor, it's some people say it's run down. It's fine. It could use.
This
some,
is on the side we talked about it again pre-show. This is on the side closest to the airport, right?
Yeah,
If the strip
yeah.
is kind of long, you're at that end with MGM.
yeah,
New
Tropicana's
York,
across the
yeah.
street from you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like Treasure Island's on the other end.
The Luxor is the Pyramid Hotel, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said, it could use some updates, but it's not run down feeling yet.
It's probably like run down Vegas
Yeah.
standards.
the only thing.
It's not the Venetian. you know
Yeah,
what I
yeah. It's
mean?
not.
Yeah.
It's not the Aria. You can tell the
Yeah.
Aria is brand new and
But,
stuff
you
like
know,
that.
what are you gonna do? It's older.
Well, I mean, Caesar's older, but they tend to keep it up. at
Sounds like you
Caesars.
guys got a ballin' ass room though.
Yeah. So yeah, we got in at about 11. Her cousin said they got comps, or we had to wait till 3 to check in, and they told us we're sharing a room, and I thought it was like old school when you're in your 20s, like there's 2 beds, and
Dude,
you're in the same.
it's a bed in a box.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
no.
Yeah.
They had a whole suite, like
Yeah.
hangover
Sounds
style.
pretty nice, yeah.
So that was nice. Very big.
If you're gonna share a room, you need to at least have your own quarters within.
Yeah,
your room.
yes, and you have your own lockable doors, so it's
Yeah.
almost like your own.
a
So,
way to
and then
do it.
in the middle, I had a big dining room and kitchen and stuff. Except no microwave. They had no microwave.
It's still,
That's
though,
annoying.
It sounds pretty ballin', though. I'll be
Yeah.
honest with you. If you're gonna
Mhm.
share a room, that's the best way. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, of course. And they allegedly that was all comped for them. So
That's crazy.
That's 3 days of comp suite. So that's
If
not
they
bad.
get comp, do they gotta pay the taxes on top of that? I wonder.
I don't know. It's a good question.
We've never been comped, so we
I
have
don't
no
know.
idea.
We don't. I'll
Anyone that
ask
knows-
Randy. His buddy gets comped all
yeah,
the time.
reach out. Anyone
Yeah.
talking on
I
there.
don't think
let
they
us
pay a
know.
nickel, really.
I
don't-
bet
really
you got to
don't.
pay for the taxes.
I don't know. I don't think they do. I think everything's paid. I've never heard of.
It's like when you win on The Price is Right, you got to pay the taxes,
That's
right?
true. Yeah, we'll have to find out. So the one thing I didn't like this time around at the hotel that I didn't like last time. So you walk in, you don't know exactly where you're at. We came in. Uber drives you off at the side door. It doesn't drop you off at the front door.
There's a lot of because at the airport
Yeah.
I work at, they don't let
There's
you
laws and
just,
stuff.
you got to be in this certain transportation area.
Only taxis can go to the front
Yeah,
door
yeah, yeah.
Or shuttle buses.
and
Uber's
they
gotta
probably
go off to
pay
the
for
right.
that privilege. You know what I mean?
So yeah, and so of course, being schmucks from Michigan, I didn't know where we had to go. There's a lady standing there in a suit, works at Luxor name tag. I asked, where do we register, or where do we go in to check our luggage and stuff like that? Oh, the straight over here. But are you here? Do you like shows? And I was like, well, yes, I do like shows. I can get you a bunch of cheap shows.
Oh,
Oh,
shoot.
cheap shows. And Michelle loves shows. Any kind of show she gets.
You're in Vegas.
Yeah, and the Carrot Top's at Luxor. I'll see Carrot Top for $25.
Gee,
All
I'm
right.
down. I would have went to Carrot Top.
Yeah,
I'll be
and then they
honest
take
with
you over to this desk. It turns out to be like a timeshare.
Oh.
So they're like, well,
So Heather's parents are in Vegas right now.
okay.
And they are doing this.
They're doing
going
the timeshare?
Yeah, because they wanted to see the Property Brothers, apparently. And in
Oh.
order to hang out and see the Property Brothers, they had to do exactly what you're
Oh,
describing.
really?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, we might have considered it, but we had a lot of wedding stuff to do for the
Yeah,
4, and
you
we're only
didn't know
there
how much
4
free
days.
time you had.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and fly back Sunday. So we weren't there a lot of time.
But if you were just there, you would.
I might have done
Yeah.
it because they were offering like $100 in gambling money, and they were going to give us Carrot Top for $50 each, or not even 50, like $25 each. It would have cost us out of pocket $75, and we would have got a
Penn
bunch
and
of
Teller
stuff.
in town. I would watch. some
We
Penn and
asked.
Teller.
They're in town, but it's the MGM is part of that M Life program, so it's only the hotels that support that. So it was like MGM, Aria, and
I get you.
Luxor, stuff like that. So they didn't have all the shows, but they had a pretty good selection. So speaking of shows, so the one show we did see there that night, Michael Jackson's the Cirque du Soleil show of Michael Jackson.
I'm surprised. I'll be honest with you. I'm surprised they haven't stripped the Michael Jackson stuff out of it yet. I really am.
I got to tell you right now, it was packed. I think it was so. I've gone to a lot of Vegas shows, not all.
But then you got to question yourself, like how many people are there, like because it's just cheap or free, or you know what I mean?
It wasn't cheap or free for us because we bought the tickets at home.
What'd you pay?
$136 a ticket.
Ooh,
and we were next to the back. It wasn't. That wasn't.
How many
close.
people do you think are in that event? Like how many people do you think are at that show?
The stadium is a smaller one. I probably, if I had to guess,
1,500, 2,000 people.
Yeah, maybe 2,000 to 3,000 people in there.
So it's making bank.
It is, and there was no empty seats. So it was, and I mean, do you like? I'll forget what he done or what he did.
You're saying you got to separate the art from the artist.
Yeah. If you like Michael Jackson music, it's fine. I told Charles this multiple times. On America's Got Talent, I hate the dance groups.
I'm totally with you.
And that's all the show is. It's dance groups with Michael Jackson music.
American Got Talent Champions Edition just ended, and an Indian dance group won, and I was annoyed to shit when they won. I was like, really? I'm totally with you. I don't. And again, I'm sure someone out there is like shaking their fist at us, going like, "Dude, these idiots." Those dance groups, man.
I get it. I know some people like it. It's a lot of training and rehearsal. And I respect their abilities, whatever, but it bores the hell out of me. I'm sorry. I just don't like
only
it.
so many flips, dude.
But guess who loves it? My wife. And she loved it, loved the show. And they even had, you could go, they had a gift shop. You could buy Michael Jackson's glove. You could buy the hat.
How much is a Michael Jackson glove?
It was only $25, honestly.
You should have picked one up.
And it glows. Like you turn it, because in part of the show, it's a glowing glove. So you get the glove, and it's got
an LED
I could have done the show with a glowing Michael Jackson glove.
Been kind of ill.
I regret not getting it now. Probably wouldn't have fit my hand, but so
you got a 2X Michael Jackson glove.
You got a giant Michael Jackson glove. It's like a baseball mitt with diamonds on it. Do you have that anywhere?
Yeah.
But I mean, if you like Michael Jackson, you like dance groups, it's great. I thought the price was a little expensive, $136, but you apparently could have done a timeshare and saw it for $50. So. Cirque du Soleil, I've seen the Beatle one, I've seen the Michael Jackson one. To be honest, if I'd never
This is your second one?
My second Cirque du Soleil. That little troll makes me go to all these things.
Okay, so if you had to pick one Cirque du Soleil show to go to, which one out of those two would you go to?
Ooh, that's a good question. No,
None of
them. If I have to pick gun to that, I'm probably gonna take the Michael Jackson one. I think I liked his music a little better,
a little more dear to that than the Beatles.
There still was a couple Michael Jackson songs I didn't know, and Beatles had a 4 or 5 I didn't know either. So
okay? Hold on, before you go on, we're on to Vegas. What's your favorite Michael Jackson song right now?
Man in the Mirror, I guess. I don't know.
I like Smooth Criminal.
Smooth Criminal's pretty good.
Yeah. I also like Black or White, too.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of hits. Yeah. That weird one with Janet Jackson. They showed a lot of that video. They were coming
trying
down.
to like, hey, look, there's still good Jackson.
Yeah, so there you go. So that was that. And then the next day, now I got some free time to myself, and a lot of people bust my balls about this one. But I went down to the Luxor Spa, and if anyone knows me, I love hot tubs. I know Charles hates them; they're gross. But I figured at a casino, a fancy resort, it's got to be at least semi clean.
I think that if you go in the spa scenario where there's like a beer, so in other words, if I'm going to rank again hot tubs, one that you have to pay to get into, I'm a little more apt to be like, okay, it's probably not as bad. But like the Gen Pop hot tub, I'm not down with that, dude.
Well, we went, so it's February when we're in Vegas, and all the hot tubs and pools are outside. I didn't think they were open. So the only ones would have been open were the ones you got to pay for inside. So I went down and did that. But then there's a sign there, and it's like you can get a pedicure for $65. That includes the hot tub time.
Okay.
So I paid the $65 with about $8 tip or whatever it was, and I tell you, it was the greatest. I had 3 hot tubs to myself. They had ESPN. Nobody was in these.
How
things.
big are these hot tubs? Like the size of this room?
Yeah.
So you had 3 hot tubs.
3 hot tubs.
Are they all hot? Or you got a cold tub in there?
There was a cold tub in the middle. Then there was a regular traditional one there, and then there was a big one with waterfalls. That's the one I was in. I was in the waterfalls.
You're in the grotto one?
Yes. I was like, I got waterfalls.
You're in the Playboy Mansion one?
They have candles lit everywhere.
Oh, that's super creepy. But you were the only one
Only person in it.
That's
nobody else.
You must have felt like old boy off Pee Wee Herman. You always one tub.
Yeah. I just needed my boats and stuff. And then there was a sauna right there, too. I got to go. You own a sauna.
Yeah.
I belong to LA Fitness, believe it or not. Look at this trim, slim body.
You can't tell by that.
You can't go to the sauna there. It's packed with dudes there.
Yeah.
You can't even get in those things.
Yeah.
So I got to experience. I went to the sauna for 20 minutes. And I realized,
what temp are they keeping that at? The commercial sauna probably gets like 100.
it was hot.
Degrees.
You can adjust it if you want. And they got a bucket of water. You pour the steam to get more steam.
Mama. Yeah, we don't do that in ours.
I did. I was pouring the steam. I was like, am I supposed to do this?
Dude,
I don't know.
Sweating like a mug.
After 20 minutes, I was sweating and bored. I was like, why am I sitting in this? I'm going back to the hot
Heather
tub.
and I liked it. We call it sauna therapy. We go down and we sit there. We just kind of bullshit as a couple and kind of talk a lot of stuff because there's no Lorna at that point and all that. I'd say it's pretty good for the relationship. We're not banging in it because it's too hot and gross. But I'm talking about as far as like having communication and kind of talking and stuff. We like it a lot.
Yeah. So I love it.
It sounds like you should have included your wife in this adventure.
She went to get her nails done with her cousin.
But I'm just saying, like, you could have had a great time as a couple.
Okay, so after that, you go and get your feet. I've never had a pedicure.
How long are you into this? So how long are you in the hot tub?
I was in there for an hour solid.
So
way long. I got up, my legs were wobbling.
You were just squished.
They're too long, dude.
So hold on. So like you get there at, let's say 10 o'clock. Do they tell you like, okay, your pedicure appointment's at 11:15. I need you in this section by 11:15.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So my pedicure was 11 or 12:15. I got in there at 11 o'clock. So I had an hour and 15 minutes.
Okay. So they basically say, I need you ready for your pedicure by 12:15.
No, there's no coronavirus in the hot tubs, Kim. There was no one in the hot tubs. I couldn't get coronavirus.
Yeah. So they tell you like, I need you ready for your foot bath at 12:15 is what they tell you basically. So you can hang out, goof around, and do whatever Steve's going to do. Let me go to this hot sauna for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got out about 10 minutes prior so I could dry off. I had swim shorts. I didn't sit butt naked in those hot tubs.
Yeah.
But they give you
is
a
that
robe.
an option?
I think so. You can go naked because it's only men.
That's what I was going to ask.
So there's a men's side and a women's side. So you could go
could've
with your
went
wang
naked.
hanging out, but
in a waterfall one, it's a little weird.
Yeah,
It's a
I
little
went with
weird.
swim trunks.
I would have done swim trunks too.
I didn't want to sit butt naked in a strange hot tub by myself.
But like, think about it if like someone had come in, and you're like naked in a grotto, like it is very gay.
What up, dude?
Yeah, like,
watch some ESPN, want to wrestle?
Yeah, it's a little. Man, you learned a lot about yourself.
Yeah. So then after you dry off, the guy walks you through over to the salon part, and man, this salon was great. It's
probably high end.
Yeah, it was all high end. Yeah. It has this giant massage chair that the arms go back on, and you sit in it, and they adjust the arms to like how fat or wide you are.
Yeah, so they're dialing you in.
Yeah, then they give you the thing. You can control your massage. You stick your feet in this bath thing. They take them out. She clips the nails. She got that. Now, the one thing my fat ass gets, my big toenail, the side kind of grows into the side of the toe. Does that make sense? The nail.
It wants to like ingrow.
Yeah. She's got these little tools. She got it all out. I was like, this is fantastic. And then she does this sugar rub all the way up to your knee.
A sugar rub?
Yeah, it's got sugar and something else in it, and she massages it into your legs.
What?
And your legs turn all...
What do you tip on something like that?
Well, I paid ahead of time, so the tip was already in it. So I only paid... I think it was $10, I think, the tip total.
Oh, jeez. I don't know. I think you chiseled it.
I might have, but I didn't have no other money on me because I paid ahead of time. I had no cash on me. I told her, I
should have
tipped
just
ahead
sent
of
it
time.
to the room. made the wedding couple pay for yours.
Yeah, sign it on the room. Hey, Tim he approves of pedicures too. I'm telling you, I'm sold after this one. It didn't hurt.
I just think that if you do it around here, you're going to be nothing but like a little Korean woman and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You're not going to have the full luxury.
She's a white woman with giant breast assists. I didn't mind any of it.
I've honestly, I've talked to you about this. I've had a facial in Tokyo. I've never done the full pedicure thing. It sounds like it's a great deal. I'll be honest with you.
Great. Best 65 hours I ever spent.
And so you were probably in, like you probably had like a 2.5 hour experience.
Yeah,
like just kind of doing your thing.
Yeah, it was great. And
must have came back feeling like Jello. Like,
my feet felt like baby's buttocks. Even Michelle grabbed my feet and felt them. She's like, "Whoa, they are soft." It's like, that's right. So I highly recommend
Where
it.
did you
I know
go
you're not
after
very manly.
that? Do you put on like little slippers and then go back to the room? Do they?
Well, I went down. I took, like Dad said, I had my slides with me. I had slides, and I had regular shorts and a shirt. And I just took my swim trunks in a bag. I just walked back to the room with soaking bag with soaking wet swim trunks. That's all I did. I don't know. It is kind of weird because we were in one of the towers. So to get to the spa, you got to go down the tower and then like walk halfway
it's
across.
In a wing. This
and you got to walk through the casino with your swim trunks. Don't mind me.
But it's something we talk about all the time. I don't know any of these people. What do I give a shit? Like, kiss my ass. I'm gonna go have an adventure. So
while I was at the Luxor and in between the wedding festivities, the other thing I really got into is the sports books. I love sports. Speaking of which, this coming Monday or Wednesday, the sports books open in Detroit.
That's what I was going to ask. Okay.
Oh, yeah. So
because
that
it
was
sounded
just
like
on the
MGM
news.
had put the whole facility in, but didn't get the go ahead yet. Like, there's a crazy lounge thing, so we might have to go do that.
Yeah, next big UFC pay per view, we might have to go out there like on a Friday
and
play
have to do
some
that.
bets.
Yeah, I think so.
I think we'll have to do that.
Yeah.
But so while I was there, it was this was Friday night. We got down there, Michelle and I, or Thursday or Friday. I'm losing track. But anyway, it doesn't matter. So I placed a bet. The only games that were coming up on Saturday was XFL. So I took the under on both XFL games, and I won. So I was $10 a game, I bet, and I ended up winning 40. So hey, it's not bad. And then I was trying to get old Charles to give me some UFC fight night tips. And all he said was, just take the unders.
Yeah, dude, I tell you all
So I took 4 unders. I only hit 1. That kind of sucked. And I did place 4 bets on NCAA. For the tournament coming up. Okay. I took some underdogs. Baylor's not really an underdog, but I took Baylor. I took Maryland. I took San Diego State on BV's suggestion. Everyone I took was like
outlier kind of thing,
and 15 to 1. And I bet like $5 each. If I win, I'll hit like $60. So I took some of those. Makes the tournament a little more exciting for me.
It adds a little juice to it.
Yeah, and then Burt gave me 50 before I went there. He told me to put 50 down on the White Sox to win the World Series.
Wow.
What
would he win if he were to get
$800 if they win?
Okay, from 50 to 800.
Yeah, yeah. They don't even have the worst odds, but they're one of the worst. But I forget who the worst team was.
Hey,
I think the Tigers were
That would be hilarious, though. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like, that would be.
I guess he says when anybody goes to Vegas, he always gives them like $50 to bet on one of his teams that he knows has
It's
crazy.
a cool tradition.
I was tempted. They had the Super Bowl ones.
Yeah.
The Lions were like 100 to 1, and I'm like, man, should I? I just didn't. I didn't do the Super Bowl ones.
Steve Panic.
Well, we could do them here now, so I guess we can try that.
That might be a problem.
Yeah. So we'll have to make a special.
I might do a run downtown every once in a while with $20-$50 just to do some dumb stuff. That's not good.
Yeah. So if you want to make some money, and if Detroit ever does pull a miracle and make the Super Bowl, I guess you can go down. And I think cool
and
about
like you said, the facility at that MGM was supposed to be awesome. That lounge thing is supposed to be next level. So.
Oh, I'm waiting to go. And but like 4 years ago when I went, I placed a bet on Ronda Rousey losing, which she did.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yep.
And then I took Michigan State over Michigan that particular year. And the thing that's nice about these Vegas bets is on the back of the ticket, you can just fill it out, mail it in. They'll just send you a check with some money.
That's the nice part about sports books.
Yeah, that's even cooler. So I don't have to fly back to Vegas to collect my money.
That's cool that it's opening downtown, but
now
I got issues.
The other unique thing I saw while I'm there, and I didn't get a lot of time into this, and I'm sorry, guys, I wanted to. Luxor HyperX Gaming Arena was there.
Well, and you should also pimp, too. You put a Facebook post up there, too.
Yes.
So if you're curious about what you're going to talk about, there is a little video where you kind of illustrate what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I put up some pictures. You can see it. If you're a video game guy or PC guy or anything, if you love that kind of... Man, this makes me want to go back to Vegas. I hope I'm not into watching it on TV. Yeah. It kind of bores me. But live and doing that stuff, because it was so reasonably priced. So what I'm talking about is they got all these high-end PCs that are made by, I don't know what the name of that company. Exotic PC. They're $3,700 a PC. These things have i9 processors, i7 processors. And people are probably like, what is he talking about? High-end graphic cards. And
multi-threaded processors.
I find it... What the hell? Hey, Isaac's ripping on my Bernie sign. We'll talk about Bernie here in a minute, though. We're not diehard Bernie fans, but anyways. So the HyperX, it's really cool. They also have all the consoles available, and what I liked is it was reasonably priced. So you can pay $15 and play for an hour any PC game you want that they have.
Yeah.
Now, granted, most of them is Fortnite and stuff like that, but it was about 20 games you get to pick from if you wanted to come down. And that's the non-tournament stuff. Like you can just go down. It's like almost like a internet cafe. You can go down. I want to play some Fortnite tonight. Yeah. I'm tired of losing on slots. Let me go play some Fortnite. And you can.
You only hear about these in like Asian cultures. You know what I mean? Like they're just not big locally, but it's cool to see not only a big company like a Luxor and MGM family property like really go all in on like esports and video games and all that kind of stuff. Super cool.
Yeah. And then when the actual arena part opens up, you go in there. There's a giant stage with a giant, a huge screen.
Yeah.
And so what happens is during a tournament, which are only $10 to enter on the tournaments that I saw, you're down at the bottom, and then if you make the top 5 or whatever, they put you up on the stage and you compete for the championship there, and you win money. You win like $600-700 that night. Cool. The tournament they had on Saturday night that I wanted to play was Mario Kart. Couldn't get in on that because I had wedding obligations, and then they have a big bar there.
But that's cool. It's a console game and stuff like that. Yeah. It's super cool for like the culture of gaming and stuff like
it's a nice change of pace. You know, I don't want to sit at a slot machine for 10 hours a day.
It's recognizing that the world's changing kind of thing.
Yeah, let me go do something else for a minute. I don't have to sit there. My pedicure's done. Let me go get the video games. But that's a little overlook of the Vegas trip. There'll be some more sprinkled out throughout here. But first, now another part of the Vegas trip we had, and Charles is working on some cheese here, coming with it too. I have my Jenny and Nathan Witt gave me a whole bunch of wine. I don't know why. I told them I don't drink it, and we got this wine here. This is imported from none other than Minnesota.
Yeah, this is Carlos Creek Winery's Minnesota Nice wine.
Yes. So when we up in our suite, they had a reception dinner kind of thing, and they had a sink with ice and just all kinds of wine. I mean, tons of wine.
But again, we should preface everyone maybe watching this or listening. We're not wine people.
Yeah, we are
at
not.
all. And I'm not. So this is the one I'm looking at is a Wobegon White.
Yeah, and this is a red wine, obviously. Charles and I know nothing about it. We know they're both kind of gross. Well, wine in general is kind of gross, but it's straight from Minnesota. This is we're going to try these out. And then also, we were told to eat with the wine.
So, friend of the podcast and former and a guest of us was Dave Havenstein. And Dave Havenstein went on a cheese journey. And Steve, earlier in the week, when he said we were going to do some wine, said we need to get some cheese and crackers.
Yeah, so, I assume that's what
we were out and about today, I had Heather hit Dave up for a cheese recommendation because he's one of the few people that's gone on like a true cheese journey. And he told me to get. Well, he told Heather to get a blueberry Stilton cheese.
Oh, okay.
I'll be honest, I don't know what a Stilton cheese is. I don't know what it is. But we picked some of that up, and he also said to get like a sweet cracker to go along with this. So we got some Thinsters or whatever. So this is the most sophisticated
taste test we're going to have in a while.
So let me get that wine, and we'll pass that around. We'll kind of both try each type of wine. Wine is so gross to me. So we'll do the You Betcha Blush.
So I just didn't think this is going to suck because it's from Minnesota. A vanilla bean cracker. 11 grams of sugar in a cracker.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Are you supposed to sniff it? Oh, yeah.
It smells like wine.
I feel like I'm about to dye eggs on Easter again.
It's so gross. It's so vinegary. I don't understand why people love this shit. We don't have wine glasses. I fully respect the fact that I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to shit. But I'm not going to invest in wine glasses when I hate the wine. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I'm going to give this a shot. And there's that vinegar taste. I just hate that taste.
Now, Kim, our stepmom, she had a sangria where they put like fruit in it.
I need it to be sweet. Why doesn't it taste like cranberry juice?
Yeah, how does something from a grape taste like you dye eggs?
I don't know why they do that. It's like it tastes like vinegar.
Oh, well, it tastes like every other red wine I've ever tried. Put the white wine in there.
Oh my God, I'm gonna heave. I hate wine.
So now let me try the cheese and cracker.
Let me pause halfway through and try the Stilton blueberry cheese here.
That's good.
So
it could be just really good because we ate the wine.
Yeah,
drank the wine.
So Dave has it right here. So this is
it's more like a cream cheese.
Yeah.
And the cookie is, I mean, it's not a cracker. That's a cookie. But it's good.
Yeah. You're 100% right. That's delicious. Dave, you are 100% right, man. It's got a sweetness to it. It tastes like cream cheese.
Yeah, I'm just going to eat the cheese. Heather suggests just eat the cheese.
Yeah, that is amazing because, man,
that's good.
Yeah,
we'll have to have Dave back in.
You, Dave.
We'll have to have Dave back in to explain his cheese journey.
That is good, man. It tastes like something. It should be like in French toast or something like that. You know, Michelle might even like that.
Yeah.
Now that I'm saying it.
Even Holly might like that. And Tim, yes, I agree with you. The food is good and wine sucks. Yes. You know, when I drink wine, and it has me thinking I need to drink a beer. When something tastes worse than beer, and beer's not even that good tasting either, but I hate. What do you hate worse, champagne or wine?
I would take champagne over wine.
I hate them both.
It's that vinegar back end. So like wine tastes like pop that someone forgot to put sugar in a little bit. You know what I mean? Like a Sprite or something like that. It's that vinegar. It hits the back of my throat. I just want to heave.
So this is the white wine
This
from
is the
Minnesota.
Gone white. I'll take this over the red one.
Yeah, I will say they're both bad.
If I got to pick one, I'm going Weeba Gone white.
Going with the white over the red.
Yeah, but oh my God, I just wine. And I got to tell you, kudos to Dave Havenstein.
I couldn't.
Cheese.
Those people that drink whole bottles of wine, how?
I don't know, man. That is gross.
Isaac said he got really hungover from champagne, so
his fault.
That was the drink of choice in Vegas. Actually, were mimosas. Everyone was drinking mimosas. That's orange juice with champagne. Oh. And Charles is making faces like my 15-year-old daughter.
Oh my God! But again, I want a tip of the hat to Dave because this is delicious.
The cookie and cheese is really good.
Yeah.
So a thumbs up to the cookie and cheese.
I recommend a blueberry Stilton all day.
Listen, we're the wrong people to try wine. We know that. We knew that going in. But if I had to choose between the white or the red, I'm going to take the white. But they're both gross.
Yeah, give me Weeba Gone white over that, and then give me this blueberry Stilton all day, son.
Yeah. I mean, if you're a wine drinker, I assume that wine would taste good to you. But to us, every wine I've ever tasted, I'll taste the same, except for sangria. Sangria is a little sweeter without the vinegary taste. It's the only wine my wife likes. She hates vinegar as well. So sangria, maybe one day you could try that. Usually they put like grapes and pineapple and stuff in it. It tastes like fruit punch, sangria.
I got to be honest with you. I'm not going to struggle. I just can accept that something's not for me, and that's wine, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, me too. I don't go
down to.
You know what else is not for me? Seltzers. Hard seltzers.
Yeah, they're not for me. And that's okay.
I did buy a 6-pack of White Claw for my wife to try.
Yeah, because she was talking about it when we went to the event that she'd never tried White Claw, and Heather was a little taken aback. And I got to tell you, kudos to Dave Havenstein.
This cheese and crackers is delicious.
This is next level shit right here, dude. I'd put this blueberry Stilton on a shoe and eat that.
I'll put it on a bagel.
Dude. Oh, my God.
That is good. As I crunch into the mic. We probably both shouldn't shove it in our mouths.
It's got the right amount of sweetness to it. Mm-hmm. Like, it is just top notch, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So now, also one last thing that was in on my Vegas trip, and this is going to lead into our restaurant review that we've been doing. I went to none other than, if anyone likes Gordon Ramsay or Fox, because he seems to own half of Fox because he's on 22 shows.
What does he got? He's got Master Chef, Hell's Kitchen,
Juniors,
Master Chef Junior.
Don't he have one where he rescues restaurants?
Yeah, 24 Hours to Hell or something like that.
Yeah, and then he had
Kitchen Nightmares, but I don't think he does that one anymore.
So he's got a lot. I went to Hell's Kitchen in Vegas.
Wine is so gross.
Yeah, it's still got a taste to it. Hell's Kitchen, it's the same like the one they do the show on, but it's not. The one they do the show at is in Los Angeles. This one is built and set up just like the one they do the show at.
It looks great. So again, did you post this on the Facebook page? Mm-hmm. So check out Steve's Facebook post if you want to see what it looks just like the TV show. I mean, they've got a red kitchen, a blue kitchen, even got the corridor with the past winners and stuff. They do a great job of replicating the set.
Yeah, and they even got a big digital Gordon Ramsay show, greet you at the door. Yeah. He's making cracks, calling you a donkey and stuff like that.
Real quick before you get going, so this has 4.5 stars on Yelp out of a lot of reviews, 5,203 reviews. So people love it. I mean, it's got $3 signs.
4.5. It's got to be the price, right? That's the only. It can't be the food.
People got to be complaining about the price. But we always talk about the Yelp reviews of the restaurant, and it looks like it's a top notch. And Steve's here to tell you it lives up to it.
Yeah, and I'm not lying. It's pricey. All right, appetizer's $25. A pop or a soda is $6. Most of the meals are around the $60 range. I mean, so it's not.
It's not something you want to take an 8-year-old kid to.
Yeah, I wouldn't take your whole family or your kids, but you're in Vegas one time, you want to experience. I highly recommend. The one thing I like about it is usually those high-end, ritzy kind of restaurants give you very small portions. And the one thing I told Charles right away, I felt pretty full when I left. Now, was I like, I went to a buffet full? No, this is Steve, but it's still for an average person.
Steve fine dining full.
Yeah. And I mean, it was a good set. So what they have is they have a 3-course meal you can get for $60. What that includes is you get a salad or soup, then you get your main course, which is beef Wellington, which comes with like a little bit of mashed potatoes and like some carrots. And this the most terrific wine steak sauce I've ever tasted.
You
in my
said,
life.
did you look up a replica review? Or?
Yeah, no one really has it. It's like, this is my version of Hell's Kitchen. Like, I know he ain't gonna give that away.
Steve just literally wants the recipe.
Yeah, I swear. But if they had it in the gift shop on the way out, I would have bought the wine sauce and took it home.
Give me a tub of that.
Yeah, and they give you dessert, so it's not too bad. $60, you get a 3-course meal. And so that was good. We also ordered the appetizers because the one thing on the show they always talk about is scallops, right? How many times have you heard people do scallops wrong on the show?
Yep, they don't bring them up right and all that kind of stuff.
Now, like wine, I'm not a huge seafood guy, all right? I'm not. I like a little crab and a little lobster. That's about it. These scallops, there were 6 of them, $24, so you do the math. But delicious. I got to say, even my wife, who hates seafood, she don't even like crab and lobster. She ate 2 scallops, so they're good. They put this little white sauce. I don't know what the sauce. Man, they're just great with these sauces. I don't know what these sauces are.
They know how to pair.
Yeah, I know, and great. I mean, they were good. And then you get a Caesar salad, which is pretty solid. It was about this big. Caesar salad. It is what it is. It had nothing fancy to it. It had a little it did have like little fried cheese in it. Like it was like
a little Parmesan
crispy fried cheese. Yeah. Michelle got the soup. It was pumpkin soup. It's kind of weird. They put a plate down. You got all these little diced little pieces of pumpkin in the middle of your plate, nothing else. And then they come over the thing and pour the soup over the little slices.
So it comes out like a dry dish, and then they pour into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's another thing, too. The waiters and stuff are always hovering over you. So as soon as you have a dirty fork, they swap it out for you. You got to pop it. That cracker just got me. Soda half empty. Yeah, they swap that soda out right away. I mean, they're hovering over you. They want that too.
I mean, but that's that high end service that you expect.
Yeah, and so that was good. And then the beef Wellington, I told Charles, it's not huge. It's baked, and it's got a layer of mushroom, and then the meat. The meat's like really. I thought I wasn't. I'm not a huge rare meat fan, like my father-in-law, how he eats prime rib. But this is soft, tender. It goes down easy. To be honest, I can eat about 6 of those. I'll be honest, but
so a Wellington is basically a tenderloin crusted in mushrooms and mustard, I want to say, or something like that.
Yeah, you don't taste no mustard, but I guess it is on
wrapped in
a baked pastry
or something like that. Yeah,
I don't get the point of the pastry. Like I could eat it without the pastry.
Like, just give me that loin.
Yeah. But what really sets it apart is that steak sauce. Man, that wine steak sauce is delicious. And we were with Michelle's cousin. She knew ahead of time because she's been there before. She ordered extra steak sauce on the side. It was a brilliant move on her part. I was like, oh, man. But it was great. And then the dessert, it was like this big. It was like a thick brownie, about that thick, warm, straight from the oven with like this toffee, gooey caramel, and then a big chunk of ice cream on top.
Oh, you had me a big brownie.
Oh, man, I'm glad I took my metformin before I got in there.
He's like, don't give a shit.
Oh, I was like, I'm on vacation. I'm eating this anyways. Delicious. It was like a toffee ice cream, so that was weird. The only thing knock on it, I would say the ice cream was hard as a rock. Like, it was freshly frozen, so you had to really dig in there. But I guess they did that because the brownie's warm. They didn't want it melting everywhere. Yeah. But, man, presentation was good. And, of course, it was pricey.
How busy was it?
We got there around 11. We sat down about 11:10. It was about 7 people in the line. The restaurant was about half full. And then by the time we left at noon, though, the line was to the door.
Okay.
And almost
starting to fill in.
Yeah. So from noon on,
so
I think they
average your check, what did you pay per person to go thereabouts?
Let's see.
About 60, $80?
60, 80. Yeah. About $85 a person.
$85 a person to eat there thereabouts. Wow.
Yeah.
So it's legit. So then let me ask the question then, too. Does this stoke the Michelle and Steve thought that maybe you should try some other fine dining restaurants and stuff like that, and maybe experiment a little differently, like with some things like a scallop that you really would never would have been on Steve's radar, but you're like, man, maybe I should give it a shot? Because I think I've taken you to Ann Arbor the one time we had the octopus balls and stuff like that. I think you have a tendency to do that if given the opportunity, but it's not.
I try new things way more than Michelle does.
Yeah, she's kind of the
but
one.
Michelle is a celebrity chef whore. So,
okay.
So like we went to Guy Fieri's restaurant over there. We've been to. Oh, that's the other thing I didn't tell everybody. We also went to Buddy Velasco's Bakery, Carlo's Bakery.
Big fan of that.
Of course, we had a cannoli, delicious. God, and I had this buttery fucking peanut butter
Now, you
cookie.
said he also had a restaurant, too, right?
Yeah, he has a restaurant.
That
didn't look very packed. It was 4 in the afternoon, so I don't know.
Okay.
It's kind of on the far end of the Venetian.
Okay.
But the bakery was packed. Everyone's in that bakery.
I definitely would have to check out some bakery stuff.
So it's good. It's really good, all the baked stuff there. I mean, they had these pieces of cheese. Guy with diabetes should not be going to his bakery. I mean, I really put my diabetes medicine to the test.
I won't push it. Yeah.
But that was our restaurant at Hell's Kitchen. I mean, going in, you know it's going to be expensive, but at least you know you won't be hungry when you leave.
So then let me push you like we do every time. Give it a score out of 5. Give your Yelp review out of 5.
Out of 5, I give it probably a 4.5, only the half off because the price is a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
But you do, I mean, if I walked out hungry, I'd give it like a 3. But I didn't really walk out hungry, which was like Andiamo's over here in Dearborn.
Yeah.
I went there, I walked out, I was like, man, I need a cheeseburger.
Some take this edge off.
Andiamo's rips you off, but Hell's Kitchen didn't feel like that. I prefer, if I had to try, because I've been to Gordon Ramsay's burger joint too.
Okay.
And
what's the name of his burger concept?
I don't know.
Oh,
and
okay.
I know it's in
where was that at?
It's in Planet Hollywood, I believe.
Oh, okay.
And he's got a steak place too. I haven't been to that.
Okay.
The burger place I didn't like because he really cinched you. It's like, here's a burger for $15. Here's the fries for $9. On the side,
okay.
He didn't. Nothing.
You're $35.
For Hell's Kitchen, I get
at least you had fine dining. You had a fillet.
Yeah. So if I had a choice, I'm taking Hell's Kitchen over his burger joint.
Yeah.
But I haven't tried his steak place yet, and maybe in the future. And the one thing we all didn't get a try was the risotto. Everyone talks about the risotto. You got to try that. But so there you go, Hell's Kitchen. Give it a try if you're a big fan of Gordon Ramsay. I highly recommend it. But just know you better take your checkbook. Or have some extra money or a lot of comps.
When in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
And it's in Caesars, right? Or it's attached to Caesars.
It's right outside Caesars.
Yeah.
But it's on their property.
Yeah. So it's part of their whole concept.
So if you rent a room from Caesars, you can put the price of the restaurant on your room.
On your bill. Yeah.
So all right. So now more traditional stuff. We're going to go more TVs and movie. Back to more stuff we usually do, and except for one exception. But this week I did catch and watch the whole season of Amazon's big one they're pumping out.
Yeah.
Al Pacino's Hunters.
We're hunting down Nazis.
It's 1977. Al Pacino and a group of others. I would have said a group of Jewish people, but it's not all Jewish people. One's a Chinese guy. One's a black lady.
So it's a mixed bag.
It's a mixed bag. Yeah, it's about 6 of them. And then, of course, there's a young guy who his grandmother dies, who was part of the group, and now he gets kind of recruited into it. And that's how you see the show, through his eyes, pretty much. And basically, the concept is a lot of Nazis from World War II, and I do believe this is true. I've heard it before, that America and Russia kind of split up all their scientists and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then brought them here, renamed them and everything, and then put them in the NASA programs and stuff like that.
Okay.
This show kind of takes a little liberty with that and saying that they're all still part of a Fourth Reich, and they have a secret scheme to kind of thwart the American government.
Okay.
So that's what they're doing. They're trying to stop these evil Nazis from trying to thwart the American government.
Tell me it's not Al Pacino making another mistake on what he's assigning himself or signing up to do. Because I feel like Robert De Niro and Al Pacino are into some questionable things.
It's got a pretty good budget. It's pretty well written. It's pretty well acted. Really, it's pretty good. It's one of the better things on Amazon, to be honest with you.
Okay.
It's better than Carnival Row, I'll tell you that right now. And I would have given it an 8. But the last episode is so convoluted.
Oh, okay.
They do this twist with Al Pacino's
How many episodes
character.
you got? 10?
10.
8?
10
okay.
episodes. We made all 10. Did a couple a day, unlike Holly, who wants to sit through all 10.
Yeah.
2 here, 2 here, 2 here, and then we're done. It was such a stupid, twisty plot thing at the very end.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, really? Seriously?
No.
And I don't want to I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but I'll tell you off the air. But So it gets a 7 instead of an 8. If that last episode didn't,
it's above a Steve 6.
Yeah, so if it didn't crap to bed so bad on that last episode, I can't ruin it, but it's enjoyable. It's a little far fetched on some of the stuff that these Germans are doing, but you need a bad guy, I guess. And Nazis are always okay to be bad guys.
If you're gonna pick on someone,
some of it's a little. Again, like the one thing I had wrong with the kitchen. I remember that movie with the if you're gonna do something
that was the Melissa McCarthy.
If you're gonna do something historical, you got to be kind of accurate, and when you're not, that drives me bananas. That's the problem that I have with Quentin Tarantino movies. He takes historical stuff,
takes too much liberty.
Stick to like one of the main detectives is a black female lesbian detective in 1977. It's like really, I mean, it's nothing wrong with her being a lesbian or whatever, but a black female detective lesbian. In the FBI, like high up, in 77, Meanwhile, there's still like race riots and stuff going on. But she somehow made it to the top of the FBI. So there's stuff like that where you're like,
somehow that didn't bother.
Yeah, it's like, how does that kind of? But I know it's not. It's fiction. What are you doing? Don't knock it. But if you have Amazon, I highly suggest it's one of the better shows on Amazon. Just I'd like for someone to see it so I could talk about that 10th episode with someone.
Oh, wow.
If me and Michelle both rolled our eyes so hard on that last episode. And again, after the year, I'll ruin it for you. But then the next one I saw, Knives Out. I saw this is Ryan Johnson.
People were very high on this movie. This is a Daniel Craig.
Yes.
A lot of people in it. A lot of people in this movie.
Yeah, Daniel Craig.
Chris Evans.
Yes, Chris Evans. Who's the older lady? Not Sigourney Weaver, but the other
Don Johnson.
Curtis.
You got Jamie Lee Curtis.
That's it. Yeah, I couldn't think of her name.
There's a lot of people.
In this. It's a by the numbers kind of Clue movie.
It's a whodunit.
Yeah,
it's
a whodunit.
Yeah.
So it's like he's like a really old Stephen King who has a lot of money.
Okay.
The guy who dies, and he ends up dying, murdered. So one of the family members is guilty about it, and the movie's just. Daniel Craig is a private investigator.
We're getting to the bottom of it. Wait a second. Something's amiss here.
Yeah. Okay. I liked the movie. The only thing I didn't like, and now someone somewhere just told everybody, just be this kooky character.
Everyone's got a quirk.
Everyone has a quirk. Everyone has a weird accent.
Yeah, they just
like Daniel Craig.
Fast and loose with everything there too.
They cast the most British guy ever to be a Southern person. Oh, okay. It's so weird. I don't know why they did that. I don't know if they thought it'd be funny. I guess
it's like George Clooney movies. They all just had a great time filming.
Yeah, let's be kooky. But other than that, it's a good movie.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna have a limp. Why? I don't know.
Yes. Okay. It's kind of like that. Like I forget the girl's name. She, the Many States of Tara. You've seen her. She got the blonde hair, and she's like a self-help guru. She's acting all. And I'm like, what?
She's a holistic yogi kind of.
Did the director just say try to be as kooky as you
What
could?
do you want to do? Okay, cool.
Yeah. So that I didn't quite understand why, but that's probably one of the few knocks on the movie. It was pretty solid.
Again, people loved it.
Yeah, I mean, you like murder mysteries? I know you always rip on Scooby-Doo and stuff like that. For the record, though, have you seen the trailers for the new Scooby movie? I kind of want to see that.
Yeah, I got an issue. I'm going to be there because Lauren is obsessed with Scooby-Doo.
Oh, man, I like the Blue Falcons in it and everything. A Caveman's supposed to be in it. Tracy Morgan's Caveman. I got to see that. But anyways, getting distracted. Knives Out, better than a Steve 6. I'd probably give it a solid 7.
Man, we're going to move up to Steve 7s here. This is 2 7s in a row.
2 decent shows I saw this week. I can't think of, besides the kookiness, and the plot, I mean, when they start laying it out near the end, you're like, really? He was capable of doing that? Really?
Yeah.
So there are some things in it that you're like, okay. But that's every murder mystery kind of thing. You got to stretch your belief. But 2 solid 7s for me. And Charles, what did you see?
So there was 2. We talked about it last week in the Rapid Fire. And again, we did a terrible job with Rapid Fire last week in Steve's absence because we didn't have him to describe. So Netflix popped up a couple new stand-ups, and I wanted to talk about them because I always tend to watch all the new random Netflix stand-ups. So Pete Davidson, also known as Mr. Ariana Grande, has a new stand-up called Alive from New York. And then there's also Taylor Tomlinson, who was on our Rapid Fire. I didn't know who she was.
Yeah.
Called Quarter Life Crisis.
Before you say Pete Davidson, let me ask you one thing, though.
Yeah.
I hate him on Saturday Night Live, but I feel like he could be funny. Was it funny?
No.
Oh, Christ. So then I don't get him.
The Pete Davidson's Saturday Night Live is who Pete Davidson is. So the problem is you feel like he could be funny, and it's just literally that's who he is. He's coming to the stand-up.
And he's not that funny.
It's just he has a weird, like, snarkiness, but like in like a weird pothead kind of way that you just don't like. I'm just not into him, I think is what it boils down to. I'm just not into his style of comedy. He might be a great guy. This was just a miss for me. There's no other way to describe it. Of course, he's been in the news a lot. I called him Mr. Ariana Grande or whatever because he was obviously dating her, and then it went south. And he touches on that, but he touches on it in a weird kind of way that just wasn't funny. But at the same time, it didn't make you feel bad for him or her. You just like realize that they were just an annoying couple, and they still kind of were and are. You know what I mean? Like, this is lost on me. I don't know how else to describe it. His weird, like,
does he look like
his
in the Bernie rally?
Yeah, like he's just, and he's always talking about being high on like mushrooms and stuff, and it's just like
drug humor.
Yeah, it's just not me. I don't know how else to describe it. A lot of the things, what I like about comedy is
you can relate to.
Yeah. And in a lot of Pete Davidson stuff, you're never going to relate to, and he just wants you to find the funny in his situations. But you're like, dude, no one, you know what I mean? Like, no one's in your situation. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I didn't get it. I didn't like it. It's not for me. It's one of the rare Netflix stand-ups that I'm just like, I'm just kind of checked out on. Now, the other one was a little bit of a shining moment because here's this Taylor Tomlinson, who's a younger female comedian who did a great job of explaining like life in 2020 as like a young 20-something. So like this was pretty funny. So this chick, and again, I'll be the first to tell you, I don't do a great job of liking a lot of female comedians. I mean, I kind of struggle with that kind of comedy. She didn't go into why guys are assholes. She didn't do any of that stuff. She basically talked about what it's like to kind of date, but not like because guys are assholes, but because like it's just kind of weird and awkward. You know what I mean? Like based on like her quirks and all this kind of stuff. She was really witty and funny. So if you're going to watch either one of these two, watch the Taylor Tomlinson thing. It was actually more of like a traditional stand-up that I tend to like, where it's more in vein of like, you know, you can kind of relate to it. You know what I mean? Like, it just makes sense that when you were in your young 20s and no one thought you knew what you were talking about and you really didn't know what you were talking about. You know what I mean? Like, it was really, she was a really good one. And again, maybe it's just because I come to female comedians with a very low threshold, as long as you don't rip on guys for being stupid. You know what I mean? Like, I think I tend to like them. So I enjoyed it. So that was my 2 cents.
I was hoping for Pete Davidson to be good because I just don't get him, and I'm like, there's got to be something there.
This is not going to do anything. Any preconceived notions that you have about Pete Davidson is going to continue on after you have the special.
I don't get him.
You're not going to.
Oh, man.
I think that
too bad.
He's just. I think that everyone calls him like this, like, you know, he's just funny, but I think that maybe we age out of him a little bit. And
what was the black woman that screams a lot that you like?
Leslie Jones? Leslie Jones is hilarious.
Nah, Saturday Night Live, I didn't really get it, but I saw the stand-up. I liked the stand-up.
She's funny in her
I was hoping this was going to do the same thing.
Yeah. I like Leslie Jones, the person. I also think that Leslie Jones was funny on SNL, too, but that's
I thought she had moments.
Yeah, I think she can be pretty funny when they shoehorn her in, and she's just like this fish out of water. I like Leslie Jones a lot. She was a good female stand-up that I like too, because again, she didn't. I think I just don't. I think I tend to glom in female comedians, but I really just don't like female comedians that do nothing but shit on dudes. That's just what I guess is what I'm trying to say, and that's where the Amy Schumers of the world,
90% of them are.
Yeah, and I just don't like it. I don't. I think that there's funny things to being a female without having to shit on a whole other gender, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because, like, again, from a male perspective, if, like, a male comedian was only just up there, like, talking about how shitty their wife is, I mean, how funny is that?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's
like,
all quick.
Yeah. So, but again, out of these two, watch it, Taylor Tomlinson. I was a big fan of it.
And it wasn't rapid fire, and all three of you went, huh?
Exactly.
I need to be here to explain things. All right, so now on the show, we're not very political, all right? We're going to tell you right now, I know some people, you like Bernie, you like Trump. But Charles...
Our sign
but Charles...
That they already peeped on the live stream, you know what I mean?
Charles wanted to go to a political rally, and I thought, I've never been to one either, so I wanted to.
Never have, yeah.
Now, this Friday, Bernie Sanders was in town
at the TCF Hall in
formerly
downtown
Cobo
Detroit.
Hall,
as everyone else knows it as Cobo.
Yeah, so we went down 7:00 on Friday.
Well, we should also pause for a minute. We registered because we weren't sure how it worked. We registered with their campaign to say, hey, look, me, you, and Heather will be there on Friday.
Yeah, and in full disclosure, we're going to go to a Trump one, too.
Yeah.
Dad wants to go, and Burt wants to go with us.
Okay, so we're going to play. We're going to play both sides.
Yeah, we wanted to see how crazy it was on one side and how crazy it is on the other.
So we're not going to sit here and tell you to vote for Bernie, vote for Trump. That's not what we're here for.
We just wanted an experience.
What I found out this week.
Okay.
Dave Havenstein, recommender of the Blueberry Stilton that we highly loved, Dave, I'm telling you again, picked up on the fact that I have a Trump figure from my crazy father that happens to sit in the background. We want to let you know, if you're coming here for political satire in conversations, that's not us. That's not what we're here to do. We definitely have political opinions, but that's not what we're here to do.
Yeah. We're just trying to, we like to take the comedic look at things and just see.
And the life is stupid, and here we are.
So first impressions, we show up here. Charles he wants the cameras and stuff to take with him.
Yeah, I wanted to do like fat guys on the streets.
Yeah.
I wanted to kind of wander around in the little political thing and kind of talk to people and maybe post it on the YouTube channel. Yeah. And I knew better going into it after we had the issue with trying to get into the Comic-Con. I knew I asked the guy if it was cool if I brought a backpack in. He immediately told me no, and then I had to go take it back out to the car.
I'm burping wine. Oof.
You're lucky you. So they didn't want to have anything. Obviously, we didn't have like all this like press passes and all this kind of stuff because we're just two idiots who go on here and talk.
Yeah.
But I thought it could have been funny
to talk to some of these people.
to see what people think.
And so, and another thing, there's no chairs. Everyone's going to stand.
It's just a hall.
You're standing on cement for about 3 hours.
It was brutal.
The crowd. Now, here's the one that got us. I felt to be one of the oldest ones there. I mean,
you didn't need to feel that way. We were one of the older ones.
The general age.
If you were going to give percentages, we were probably in a 5% bracket, and the other was about 90, 95.
Yeah, everyone was. I'd say 25 to 32 was the age group there.
At the oldest.
At
32.
the oldest, yeah.
It
might even be younger than 25. Yeah, almost all white.
Yeah.
Which was surprising. I thought there'd be a mixture,
there's
but it
really
wasn't.
No ethnicity there.
Yeah. I mean, some here and there, but not as much as you thought there would be for a Democratic pep rally.
Yeah.
Pep rally.
Basically what it was, yeah.
So here's my complaint with it. I've never been to one. Maybe you guys out there have, but I mean, Bernie Sanders, we get there at 6:45-ish or something like that. He doesn't actually come out to almost 8:35.
Yeah, about that, yeah.
So we get these bad musical groups.
You got bad music, bad music.
And bad audio, so you couldn't even hear him
Well,
sing.
the other thing, too, you jumped past it. The other thing they try to do the whole time you're there is to get you to volunteer.
Oh, yeah. Everybody wants you to volunteer.
Volunteer to
volunteer
knock.
For union. Volunteer to this.
God forbid. I think that you go to a political rally. You don't go to a political rally to learn who you might vote for, I think is what it boils down to. Yeah. I think that you go to a political
supporter. If
I think is what it boils down to.
We were going to get some insight on Bernie Sanders.
See what's going on.
But
see
instead,
what
we got five speakers. We got 3 bad musical groups. Finally, Bernie Sanders comes on after all this.
They tickle your ass with a feather.
Oh, my God. It took forever.
And now Bernie, and then someone else. And now Bernie, and someone else.
Yeah.
And now Bernie.
Meanwhile, your feet are hurting. It's like, come on.
And they're waving those signs. The one crunchy granola chick yelled at you.
Yeah, I got yelled at because I was talking to someone that you couldn't understand anyways.
Yeah, the audio was definitely a problem.
Everyone in the crowd's eating edibles. They all smell like weed. I'm sorry, I don't want to stereotype, but everyone looked like Dirty Jesus. They all looked. It was the biggest collection of hippies I've ever seen.
It really was.
And I'm standing with a shirt and tie on. I was the most out of place. Yeah. And Charles looked like a lumberjack. So the two of us could not be more out of place.
We did that shit on purpose.
Bernie comes out, and he
First of all, when Bernie starts talking, I can understand Bernie.
Yeah, everyone else up to this point, you can't understand.
Anyone before Bernie, I struggled. But I feel like when Bernie came out, and then what was the one scholar guy that came out, Purnell something or other?
Looked like Don King.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah, he was good.
He was the only other pre-speaker that was entertaining. And then when Bernie came out, oh my God, I could actually understand what the hell someone was saying.
Bernie has experience speaking these things because you could understand him. Everyone everyone else was like,
Dude, it was mumble shit. So I didn't
us together.
Rashida Tlaib chick told us her whole life story. She pours her biography out.
I don't even know the point of that. It just went on and on.
So anyway, Bernie hit at about 8:20, 25. We're going till 9. So
So he comes up for about maybe a half hour. So out of this 2.5, 3 hour epic, he's in it for a half hour.
Now, mind you, Steve's wife, Michelle, is kind of vertically challenged.
Yeah, she's short.
So they hand everyone who walks in these signs.
Yeah, for free. Yep. You got a free Bernie
so you
sign.
got a free Bernie sign. That's the one that everyone's kind of picking up, and we put it there so everyone can kind of see. And the problem is with that, you can't. So the whole reason why is to just kind of see Bernie Sanders and kind of, oh my God, like there's someone who could be the president.
Yeah.
And Michelle couldn't see shit.
She had to like weave her way and look her head.
And you find a window to kind of see, but it's tough.
My wife was one and done. She's never going to another political rally.
And I got to tell you, I think that the only way I would tell anyone to go to a political rally is if you are just into that camp and this person checks all the boxes for you.
Right.
Other than that, besides for just me and you going to do our homework and go to the other one, I just don't. You got to be all in. Yeah. You got to be.
You got to be a fanatic almost.
Yeah.
It was, and so he gets out, and I don't know who follows politics is listening to this or whatever, but he promises the world, right?
Dude, you could have screamed out, I wanted a full house in like poker, and he would have told you everyone gets a full house.
Yeah.
Like it's just the craziest thing.
He tells you he's friends with Biden, but then he rips on him for two different stories. And then it was just, I will give you free health care. Okay, I know that. He's been saying that on TV. I'm going to let everyone out of tuition.
State. Teachers were amazing people.
I'm going to give $60,000 a year to every teacher in the country.
Yeah.
I'm going to I'm going to legalize marijuana. Yeah. When he said that, the crowd went bananas.
He went nuts.
Oh, my God. They went and then I'm going to let everyone out of prison. I wasn't sure about that one.
He was just going down the list. Yeah. And then we're worried about the environment. And then we're worried about this. And
he held back nothing.
At some point, I was waiting for them to just break out a cash gun and just start shooting 20s into the crowd.
Yeah, I was waiting for him to go, Oprah, you get a card, you get a card. Yeah. Just jets and flying cars. He promised the world, did not one sentence on how he's going to pay for any of it.
Well, I don't, and again, I think that's where me and you came into it kind of ignorant.
Yeah.
You don't go to a political rally for him to explain shit, is what we boils down to. So when we go to the other side of the coin and we go to like the Trump situation, he's not going to explain to you how he's going to build a wall. He's just going to say, lock her up and build a wall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, he said Mexico was going to pay for it back then.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm just saying.
He had an idea. It was just the wrong one, I guess.
Yeah, they just throw this shit out there to keep you fucking rah-rah.
Yeah, it did feel like a pep rally.
How many people do you think were there?
A couple thousand at least,
I think
right?
at least 2,000-3,000.
Yeah, somewhere in there, yeah.
So
I mean, it was pretty packed in there when we left, and but I don't know. It was an eye-opening.
That was
experience.
the first time I've ever been to one. Me and you both. Yeah, it was interesting.
And I got to see the Trump one because if anything else, I heard it's good comedy.
And there were Trump people protesting the socialism stuff outside of Cobo. We saw that as we were looking to park and stuff.
Yeah,
like
and
that.
Randy saw him on the TV. I guess they pulled out Nazi flags after a while. We missed the Nazi flags, but
they're out of control. I mean, Bernie's a Jewish guy. You can't pull out a Nazi flag.
Yeah,
on
that's
him.
crazy. But
regardless of your politics, that's not cool, man.
My biggest thing is both Charles and I listened to him on Joe Rogan, and he sounded like such a grounded, sane person there, and he explained a lot of stuff and how he's going to pay for it. And then this was just rah, let's do it.
I think that's
like, what?
I think that me and you
had
a misconception. Yeah.
And that's not what we got.
So what me and you need is we need him on a Sunday morning sitting down with Charlie Rose and going through the issues.
Yeah,
I think was what
with
we
good audio and no pre-speakers.
Yeah. Because it was trying to get you into this fervor, and me and Steve were just like, this is just crazy. Yeah. Like we are so far off the rocker, dude. Like
the other thing that bugged me while we were there. So you end up getting your little spot pretty much when you get there.
Yeah.
People the young kids
around.
The young kids had to like go by you and get cut in front. But you drove me bananas.
But you don't go to a lot of concerts.
I don't care.
That's
They're
your
annoying.
problem. You go to concerts.
I go to concerts where I buy a seat. Yeah. I know I'm real.
You
weird
go
like
with
that.
seats, and that's your difference right there. Yeah.
So there you go, Bernie Sanders, and eventually we are going to go to Trump one. It just he doesn't really post ahead of time where his
And
rallies
look,
are, but I am
we're
signed
not
up
for
on it.
either of them, so don't come at us and
Yeah,
be all
yeah,
pissy.
we
and
want
call
to
us this.
experience a
Again,
political
my
rally.
father got me this stuff, and you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the same thing with the Bernie thing. It's all just about a life experience.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
everyone just calm down.
And, 10 years from now, I can say, yeah, I went to a political rally once,
Yeah,
and that's
you know.
that's about all that is. So there you go. So Hunters season 1 is a solid 7. Same with Knives Out. Charles did not enjoy Pete Davidson, but liked Taylor Tomlinson, and the Bernie rally was a unique experience.
Yeah. I'd say political rallies are a unique experience.
Now, what everyone missed last week.
First of all, I wouldn't say everyone missed it.
Everyone, and there was a lot of stuff to happen
I
in the world of
asked if
wrestling.
anyone wanted to talk about wrestling, and the room unanimously said no.
3 minutes of wrestling is back, and I'm going to go quick because we got a lot of stuff to cover.
Oh, okay, great.
Maybe not. AEW had one of their first pay-per-views of the year. It was called AEW Revolution, I think it was called.
How is this consumed? Now, if
This
I
is
want,
pay-per-view $60 is what it was. I did not buy it.
there's no AEW network.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to justify that when there's a pay-per-view tonight of WWE's Elimination Chamber. I'll be watching that I paid for $10. And I can't, I'm good. So, at the pay-per-view, Charles's favorite, Kenny Omega and Adam Hangman Page, defended.
Look it up, BV. Is you related to DDP?
Yeah, defended the belts against the Young Bucks. They won. They defended the belts against the Young Bucks. I was surprised because I thought they were itching to give the Young Bucks the titles. They did not do that.
They always push those young bucks.
But they never give them the titles. Kind of funny. Nyla Rose, that big giant female wrestler they have, quote unquote, she defended her title against Statlander. I don't know who that is. She won. But the big one of the night was Jericho dropped the title to Johnny Moxley, who
You said that had implications in the real world, right?
Yeah, because Jericho is about to go on tour with his rock band, Fozzy Ozzy, I think is the name of his rock band. So he had to drop the title because he wasn't going to be around for a while. And Johnny Moxley now is the face of AEW, which is kind of funny because he's a former WWE guy. So you think they put it on Kenny Omega since he's a homegrown one, but okay. I forgot. I didn't.
I bet you he had it worked out that he was going to get a title within a certain amount of time.
Yeah. Now, another funny thing that came up during that is they had like a meet and greet with the fans and stuff like that. That MJF, you know him, the guy who plays the villain
he's good. He's the
with
good.
scar?
He's the good heel.
Yeah. He took a picture with a dad and his 7-year-old. He flipped off the 7-year-old.
Yeah.
Like he stays in character when you see him
That's
outside the
pretty good.
ring.
He's good.
People
He's
were pissed
good.
about it though. They were posting stuff.
Come on.
I was like, that's good stuff.
That's pure heel work.
Yeah,
man. That's
so-
what you want.
Yeah, he kept kayfabe or whatever they call it.
What do they call it?
Kayfabe. That's where you stay in
Kayfabe?
character. Yeah.
What is that even short for?
I have no idea. They've always
wow.
kayfabe is what they always call it. Sorry, not kayfabe.
Oh.
I don't know. It's always been called that though.
Kayfabe.
Dave would know
Fabe.
that. Yeah. So that's AEW. That's the news on them. They got another pay-per-view coming up in a couple months.
What kind of numbers came off of that? Do you know?
That I don't know. I should have looked up.
Yeah, look that up for next week.
Yeah, I
I'm
will.
curious. I want to see how well, much like the XFL, how well AEW is doing.
And now the other thing that happened was the Saudi Arabia show happened.
The blood money.
The blood
Yeah.
money. They had another female match where they had to wear clothes from head to toe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so very safe on that one. But they had this weird gauntlet match where 6 different wrestlers wrestled. And AJ Styles was the last one left, and for some reason Undertaker showed up and just.
But you said they bring out these legacy characters all the time,
especially for Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, they
'Cause I
love
guess
the legacy.
The Prince guy
characters.
that pays the money likes him.
the money guys.
Yeah. But the big news came out from that. Lesnar won. He defended his title. Goldberg came back at 50 years old.
How'd he look? He looks good on the Goldbergs, but how's he look when he was wrestling? Did you see it?
Yeah, he looks a
Is he
little
in shape?
smaller.
Okay.
He's still in shape, but he's got great chest hair and a great goatee. But what
Life
are you gonna do?
happens. Yeah.
He defeated the Fiend for the title. So this unstoppable Fiend guy loses to 50-year-old Goldberg. So no one kind of understood that, why, but that was the big news coming from that. And a lot of people kind of ripped it because, the McMahon's still living in the past. Can't let the new guys, they were pissed about that. They did not.
Really?
Yeah. Well, come to find out, they set up WrestleMania matches is why Goldberg won.
Yeah.
So John Cena made his debut back to SmackDown this past Friday. Okay. He hasn't been on in a while.
How did he look? What's the story? What's
he
your
didn't
opinion
wrestle.
there?
He just came down to talk. He had a hat on, so you couldn't see his weird,
that weird comb
that
over.
middle-aged dad comb over he has. He talked and said he wasn't going to be in WrestleMania. That he's going to let the young guys, And then when he's leaving, that's where the Fiend showed up on the stage.
That son of a bitch.
So the Fiend's going to get his big main event match against John Cena at WrestleMania. That's why they did it. And then Goldberg, who has the title, came down, and guess who challenged him? Roman Reigns, the guy Vince McMahon's been trying to make the number one guy forever. So I imagine Roman Reigns is going to be, it's going to be the Battle of the Spears. Anything else? The one thing nice they still do with Goldberg, though, all his matches are short. I watched the replay of the Showdown one.
Okay.
It was a 5-minute match. All he did was spear the guy.
They move it along. Huh?
Yeah, Goldberg don't have no stamina. So, and then also the big one, Charlotte Flair is going to wrestle. You don't have no clue who this is. Rhea Ripley. She's the NXT champion. She's a big woman, pretty tall, muscular. That should be a pretty good match. Those are the three right now that are going. Elimination Chamber, which is tonight. I will recap that for you guys next week because I know everyone's dying to hear about it. That's going to set up that pay-per-view usually sets up more matches for WrestleMania. So, like, if you win the Elimination Chamber, you get a title shot. Brock Lesnar is already going to wrestle Drew McIntyre. That's already set.
Okay.
So, and then also on news, Matt Hardy. You remember him from the Hardy Boys?
Yeah.
His last stint was on Raw 2 weeks ago where they hit him with a chair and Randy Orton beat him up. So apparently his contract expired, and now he's deciding if he wants to go to AEW or try to re-sign with WWE. But WWE...
Would that be a big get for AEW at this point? What is your opinion?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It probably would. I mean,
at
he's
this
old.
Age? Yeah.
He's old.
He's advanced
but
age.
then again, they get the title to Jericho, and he's 50. So
Yeah,
I don't even
true,
think Matt
that's
Hardy's
true.
50 yet. So
They're not too discriminatory.
So that's it. I want to move. I think I came in under 3 minutes. I'm not sure there, but
We'll check the timer.
I will have a review and go over Elimination Chamber next week because I know everyone's dying to find out and see how that went. So now there's your 3 minutes of wrestling. None of you girls last week wanted to cover it, but I had to bring it back. I mean, it's just that time of year. After April, once WrestleMania is done, we'll probably forget wrestling for a while again because that's what happens. Now, a hard-earned review, Charles. I've dipped my toes in the past into PC gaming. And because of that Twitch channel we have now, by the way, Fat Guy's Little Podcast on Twitch, I want to start putting up some live game feed and stuff like that. What I find on my Xbox, it's really hard to get it onto Twitch. Xbox wants you to go to Mixer. They bought Mixer, it's called.
Because they're also acquiring streaming people for that to pimp that product, right?
Yeah. So for Xbox to get onto Twitch, you got to literally stream it to your PC, which then on your PC you get NVIDIA.
I was just about to ask you what your setup was.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, so you're going to do an EA into your PC and use Origin or whatever ESP or EA rather is what are you live commentating over? How
yeah,
are
you
doing?
can. I will. I'm using the NVIDIA stuff. That seems to work the easiest and most.
So you're linking it
user-friendly.
to. So you're linking your EA Access account to the NVIDIA. What did you call it last week?
This is NVIDIA. It's not NVIDIA Now. It's NVIDIA.
It's a streaming
NVIDIA Shadow,
whatever
I think is what
it's called. Yeah.
So what it does, what NVIDIA does, all it does is screen whatever's on your screen.
Yeah.
So you could do Steam, EA. You don't have to link your accounts. You only have to link the NVIDIA to your YouTube or Facebook or Twitch.
Okay.
That's all you got to do. And then from there, whatever you play on your computer, it'll stream right from your computer. So I can show drawing tutorials or I can show anything.
Okay.
That's why I like that the most. Like I told you on Xbox, I got to stream it to my PC, to the NVIDIA, to this. And then by then, you're stretching it so bad that it doesn't work good at all.
Yeah.
So it's terrible.
It's chugging like crazy.
Now, PS4 goes directly to Twitch. PS4 will go directly to YouTube, too. So PS4 is nice. It's easy. But Xbox, not so much, which is odd because you always think Xbox is trying to get you into the PC.
But to your point, they're a rival to Twitch. Twitch is owned by Amazon.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
I just found that out recently. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
So EA Premier Access is what it is $100 a year. You get it's like the Game Pass for Xbox, really, but all EA based. So even day and date when Madden comes out, it's supposed to be.
So this is $100 service?
Yeah, a year. Yep. Okay. Or you can pay monthly, like $12 a month or something like that. I mean, you're better off paying for the year ahead of time. So what's going to happen in August when the new Madden comes out, which I would drop $60 on it immediately because I'm a Madden slappy. I don't have to do that. It's going to go right into the Premiere. I download it. I'm good to go.
You want to play it on the PC though? You're cool with that?
Well, how is I? Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
I know what you're going to say. Well, don't you want to play on PS4 and play with your friends? No, because no one ever plays.
No, but I'm just saying just online and just like the reliability of it and stuff like that.
It should be fine. I played the 20 right now on it. I tried it out ahead of time, and it works pretty good.
Okay.
So, yeah, and I played the Battlefront on there, and that seemed pretty good.
Okay.
And I got the new Need for Speed. So, I mean, it's not bad. The reason why I didn't like it on the consoles, remember, because EA Access is also on the console, Xbox, you don't get the day and date games. You just get like old stuff, like Madden 17, Madden 6. Who wants that? You know.
Yeah.
So the PC version though, you get the newest one.
Okay.
I'm gonna try it out, and if it ends up sucking, then I'll just switch it back to PS. I'll get it on PS4 and say, forget this EA access. It kind of sucks. Which okay, so this is a going on review.
Yeah.
So, but it's gonna be really easy to stream right to Twitch from my PC than it is from the consoles. That's without having to buy a $200 game capture card and all that other stuff. So, that's why.
It natively streams within your,
And I know I'm a dummy. A lot of people tell you you're not supposed to play EA games. I like EA games, all right? I like Jedi Fallen Order. I like that game. I like Madden. I like Star Wars Battlefront.
That's all that matters.
So, yeah. So that's 2 games. That's 3 games right there. It's $180. I'm only paying $100, right? So
yeah.
I'll give it a try, see how it goes, and then maybe this fall I'll come in here and go, God damn, playing on PC sucks again.
Okay.
But we'll see. I will say though, I got a 27-inch gaming monitor, and it is a bummer compared to the 50-inch TV.
Okay.
I mean, it's like
yeah, I don't know, man. It's just that console gaming is just so easy now.
Yeah,
it's so close to PC. It's like I don't know, man. I just don't like to chase it.
Well, I feel I told you my strategy was to go with a gaming PC.
Did you
and
have
a PS5.
to go to an annual subscription? How much would this be month to month? Do you know?
For the EA Premiere, it's like $12.
$12. So it's $12 or $100 for the year.
Yeah. It's more if you pay month to month.
I get you.
Than if
It's
you
how
pay
every
up.
service is.
Yeah, so that's why I just paid up front for the year and try it out for a year. One of them on there is the Warhammer Wolfsbane game we talked about. It's like Diablo. I haven't played it yet. I have it though. I'm gonna try.
A weird soft spot for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm done. It's like Pete Davidson. I want something to get from them. It just nothing ever is.
Still just Warhammer. It's just Pete Davidson.
Yeah, Pete Davidson and Warhammer. So there you go. EA Premiere. That's probably a review in process right now. I'd give it about a 6, a solid 7 maybe. But we'll see in the fall. It all depends on the fall of Madden. If I get Madden day and date, it's probably going to be worth it. If I don't, I'm going to be a little annoyed.
Yeah.
So, all right. So let's go to rapid fire where I'm actually here to explain some stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So that movies this week is Bloodshot. Now, Charles, you remember?
I know the Vin Diesel. This is Vin Diesel.
Yes.
Right?
This is based on a comic book by Valiant Comics that went out of business in the 90s. They had about 10 or 12 titles that a lot of people liked. Bloodshot was one of them. He was all white skin and he had a big red circle. He almost looked like a Japanese flag. He had a big red circle. I never collected him. I didn't get it. He looks like a super soldier type deal.
What's the premise of it? Is he a RoboCop type thing? Did he get killed in combat and then they
he's a soldier and they enhanced him. So he's got a lot of nanobots in him.
So he's a RoboCop.
You cut him and all of a sudden the nanobots heal him up real quick. So he's not full-blown RoboCop with a RoboCop suit, but
he's RoboCop.
Yeah, he's Wolverine without the claws. Essentially, is what he is.
So you get antimadium, whatever you call it.
So Bloodshot, it's this week. Vin Diesel. I'm going to wait for DVD. Charles?
I'm a no. You said comic book ties. You know me. I'm out. No,
yes.
Thanks.
This next one from Sony is The Hunt. Now, if you remember back in September, there was a mass shooting that happened.
Yes.
This movie got postponed because of that. This is essentially a bunch of people are stuck on an island or some state, and there's a bunch of other people that hunt them, like for sport. They kind of do these movies all the time.
Yeah, I was
like,
say,
Stone Cold was in a movie like this.
I feel like
called
I've heard this movie about 8 times.
Yeah. It has the girl from Glow Wrestling, the blonde-haired girl. That's the only one I recognize.
Brie or whatever. No, not the brown.
The blonde.
Yeah.
The blonde, yeah.
Oh, okay.
This looks like a direct-to-DVD. I can't even believe it came out at the theater, so I'm a no on The Hunt.
I had to be a what, to be honest with you, but I'm a no after description.
Yeah, and the last one's The Informer. This is a small movie. Now, do you know who Joel Kinnaman is?
I know who 12 Inches of Snow is that did Informer back in the day. Is that what this is?
It's not Snow. No. Joel Kinnaman was from Altered Carbon Season 1.
This is not like Licky Boom Boom Down or whatever.
Ironically, he was in the RoboCop remake. That's who this guy is.
Oh.
He's a cop going deep undercover in a prison.
I gotta be honest with you, I want the 12 Inches of Snow version.
If it was a documentary on Informer from 12 Inches of Snow, I might be interested. But it looks like a generic action movie.
Was it just Snow and the name of the album was 12 Inches? I don't know what it was. But nonetheless,
Icky Boom Boom Blam would have been more informative than this movie, so I'm a no on The Informer.
Yeah, I'm way down with the song, but I'm a no on this movie.
All right, so that's the movies really out at theaters. And now also in news for movies, Bond is postponed till November because of the coronavirus.
Why? Because they can't release it in China?
Yeah, and they feel it'll kill ticket sales, so they moved it to November.
This Daniel Craig Bond movie's got a soft spot in my heart, man. I want to.
You got to wait until November 25th now to see it. It wasn't going to come out first week of April. All right, so on Blu-ray, Bombshell. This is that Fox
It's
movie.
the Fox one. They got a lot of Oscar buzz for the actresses.
I'm a little interested. So I say yes. I probably will sit through it.
I'm not into Fox News at all. I know that Dave saw the Trump figure and stuff like that, but I'm a no. I'm not into it. I don't know how else to describe it.
Next one is Uncut Gems.
This is the Adam Sandler one. They got a lot of buzz.
Yes, it is.
Bergeron saw it was very lukewarm on it. If you remember, he
was.
spoke
so
on
out
it.
of curiosity, I have to see it. So I'm a yes.
I'm a big yes on it. I do. I want to see. I kind of dig serious Adam Sandler a little bit, like back in the day with Punch Drunk Love and stuff like that. I'm not anti Adam Sandler in that arena.
Now this next one's a very unique small movie. It's called Recorder: The Marion Stokes Project. What Marion Stokes did, it's kind of a documentary. She took hundreds of thousands of VHS tapes and recorded hundreds of thousands of hours of TV and archived it. No one paid her to do it. She just did it. And like people use her like database of movies and stuff in VHSs to this day. I guess she's dead now.
Who gives a shit about this? Why is this made to a movie?
It's a documentary, I think. So
it's someone who documented television
on their own with
tapes.
VHS tapes. Yes, I gotta imagine it's gotta be hundreds. I don't know how this isn't on Netflix or something, but. Yeah, no, I'm not going to watch this.
This sounds like an awful premise. I don't even care.
Yeah, well...
and you know me, I love a documentary.
Yeah, well...
All right, new review is I don't care.
I don't care. And the next one is that new Charlie's Angels movie that came out. Out of curiosity, I got to see how bad this is, so I'm a yes.
I'm a huge no on this one. I don't like that chick from Twilight. What's the chick's name?
Kristen Stewart.
Yeah, I don't like her. I don't know how else to describe it. I no.
Yeah,
this is a why did it need to be made? I'm making up all new answers to this.
And finally, this is the animated movie of Will Smith and Tom Holland where he becomes a pigeon. Spies in Disguise. This don't look good to me, so I'm a no on this one.
Lorna would probably like to see it, so I might rent it or something like that. So it's a rental on Blu-ray.
Don't go to Family Video with Dad. He'll bust your balls for an hour.
Now, this next one coming up has gotten slammed.
Streaming this week, Spencer Confidential. This is Mark Wahlberg and also the guy from Black Panther who played the big guy. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
This is based on an old Spencer for Hire's TV show. So
it's a big deal that they got Mark Wahlberg on a Netflix.
It got advertised like crazy. I haven't watched it yet. I probably am a yes, but it did get trashed pretty bad.
Yeah, people are slamming it. I would watch it for Netflix, and I like Mark Wahlberg and stuff like that. But like I'm a yes. But reviews are bad, man. So we're definitely going to have an incoming where we have a conversation about this one.
Next is the animated Carmen Sandiego, To Steal or Not to Steal. I've never watched any Carmen Sandiego anything, so I'm a big no.
Lorna loves the new Carmen Sandiego on Netflix. It's like a CG animated show. Loves it. So in my house, we'll watch it. I won't personally watch it, but Lorna will.
So, and then Agatha Christie's The Pale Horse, season 1. This is... I'm not an Agatha Christie fan. All I think of is Angela Lansbury sometimes right here.
This sounds like something Heather's going to watch.
Yeah, or my wife, one of the two. I'm a big no on this one.
I'm a no, maybe Heather. So I don't know what to tell you.
And this one's weird timing. This is a Hillary docuseries premiere. It's about Hillary Clinton, all about her. No, I'm not into that. I don't have Hulu.
I don't know. Is it going to give you like background in the 2016 election?
I don't know.
There's a lot of questions.
I imagine it would.
I'd like to see if she kind of lays blame in any arena. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that would be interesting. And you know me, I unlike what I told you with the chick recording all the television, I like a good documentary. So I'd probably watch it.
And then finally, Westworld season 3 is coming. Got the guy from Breaking Bad in it. Not the one you like, Aaron Paul, the other one.
Aaron Paul. Yeah.
I've invested 2 seasons now, so let's see. Hope it's the last season. I really don't need to keep cruising through this world. But Westworld season 3 is a yes for me on HBO.
We've kind of chronicled on the show. I don't like that form of repeat storytelling that Westworld tends to do. I know people love that show, though. I know people are a big fan of that show. But I'm a no on the Westworld. I tried to watch that first season and it never hooked me, and I'm just kind of a no.
No.
What about that new Nick Offerman show on FX?
That looks weird.
Yeah, I might need to have another. That's another one on the list of reviews. I'm going to check that out. Like called Devs or something like that. Like where like a big corporation somehow does something in the future. I'm not doing the best job with descriptions, but it looks very futuristic and quirky. It's an FX show.
He's got long hair and a big beard. Yeah. So that's all for rapid fire. Now, for pugilism, I'm going to stop Charles for a minute, and I'm going to talk first.
Yeah.
Because in Vegas, I did get to see the UFC training facility and places where they filmed
Said
their
it was
stuff.
a compound, right?
It was huge. Now, I only saw it from the freeway, full disclosure.
How far outside of Vegas is it?
It was about 10 minutes.
About 5-10 minute roll down, the freeway or something like that. Yeah.
Now, I guess it's all still Vegas. I guess Vegas stretches out. There's no like real suburbs, I guess, is what the lady who was doing my feet told me, because she lives in Vegas, but not near the Strip, Vegas. So, yeah, but they got 3 buildings, 2 giant ones, and then it looks like the middle one is where they hold some of the events, because they had a big electronic board with faces and UFC 48.
Pretty cool.
Pretty huge facility. So they spent some money on their stuff. Or Reebok.
I mean, all the pay-per-views happen at that T-Mobile arena that's out there and everything. So Vegas is home to UFC for sure.
So I wonder if you could get a tour of that facility.
I'd like to check it out, yeah.
Unfortunately, again, so me and you, I'll go back to the video game stuff. We'll go to UFC.
There, we'll do just a random trip at some point.
And I want to go a little more detail on the fights that I lost, on the money. So it was Norma Dumont was a plus 190. It lost to, I don't even know how you say that, Ian Cutabella, whatever.
Cutelaba?
Yeah, I think that was the female fight. Lost that one. TJ Brown lost to Brendan Allen. Wait, I'm misreading that. Lost. I don't know. What's going on. No, I'm not.
He's got all kinds of numbers up here.
Norma Dumont was a plus 190. So if I would have won, I would have won $25 betting 5. I lost. Ian Chutabella was the next one. He was a lighter weight. He was a plus 170. I would have won like $20. Lost that one.
Okay.
TJ Brown was a plus 110. I wouldn't have won as much, but he lost. Now the one I did win was Brendan Allen. He was a plus 110. I don't know how this works out, but I bet $5 and I won $10.50.
Right, there you go.
So I'm ready to retire with my UFC money. That was my bets. I did.
That's
have a
an
picture
early
of it.
retirement money. For
Yeah. So don't take all underdogs in UFC all the time. And Charles?
Yeah. So last night, UFC 248 happened, and this was a big pay-per-view. Israel Adesanya was fighting middleweight against Yoel Romero. Now, this went, I didn't get the pay-per-view. We talked about it kind of before you went out of Vegas. Kind of was lukewarm on the card. Didn't really feel it. Now, having read the reviews this morning when I woke up, because, of course, I watched the pre-fight on ESPN+, still a great value for the UFC people out there, they're slamming this fight. Now, what's funny to me is if you went a few what was it, last pay-per-view, as Steve Grass, that delicious Stilton. Again, Dave, kudos. If you went to the last pay-per-view, Stephen A. Smith came out against Cowboy Cerrone, and everyone jumped on Cowboy Cerrone about talking about how Stephen A. Smith don't know shit and talking about how he quit, and you can't say that about MMA fighters. Fast forward to last night's main event, they basically said it was a shit show and a boring fight. So at some point, like, you know, here's all these people putting it out on the line, but then, don't be boring at the same time.
Yeah.
Like,
put on a show.
It is kind of out of both sides of their mouth, because like Dana White at the press conference said, like, we made this matchup thinking it was going to be good, and it was basically shit. I was like, wow. Like, the head of the UFC said that? Like, that's crazy to me. So apparently, again, Israel Adesanya won, but it was a real bad fight. Now, from what I gather, the fight before that was Weili Zhang, who is the straw weight champion for the women, fought the Joanna Jędrzejczyk, the Polish chick who's crazy, and it was apparently a complete war. So from what I gather is that fight was so goddamn good that the Israel Adesanya fight got like overshadowed by these two girls that just went toe-to-toe and beat the brakes off one another from what they were saying. So that apparently was a great fight. Again, she retained the title, round 5 decision, but people were really high on it. So that was just kind of cool. And also, Dariush and Neil Maney won and got some wins, so I put that up there too. That's pretty cool. Those are 2 up-and-coming guys. Well, Neil Maney's been around a long time, but nonetheless, still pretty cool. And then next Saturday, we got another UFC fight night. This one's from Brazil. This is one of those tough watches where it's like a lot of deep-cut Brazilian guys. So it's like, if you're looking for a name like Tyron Woodley's going to fight the next weekend, that's when kind of some actual, names we're used to kind of come up. But nonetheless, pretty crazy weekend. I got to eventually check out on the replay, check out the fight of the Weili Zhang, Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Yeah. It's going to be cool. So
I say that name 3 times real fast.
She's crazy. She's a little chick, but she's like one of those like super feisty little chicks. She's just like, dude, like, where were you born? Like, she's like this extra Polish little girl, and she's nuts. She is very entertaining, though.
All right, so there you go. I lost some bets and saw the training facility UFC pay-per-view 248 happen. It was a boring main event, but the girls outshined them. And Fight Night 170 is coming next Saturday, so we'll have to keep our eyes on that.
From like Plaza de Brazil.
I don't really want to bet on that one, but the next big pay-per-view, we'll have to go downtown and bet on.
Dude, well, I'm with you 110%. We're going to go.
So now in the news, Charles, do you remember the Inside the Actors Studio?
Yeah, I saw this. James Lipton.
I had no idea he was 93 years old.
He was old, but he must use a lot of Just for Men. You know
what I mean?
Yeah.
So Inside the Actors Studio host James Lipton died at the age of 93. I don't know the cause. I'm going to guess natural
93.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't need a cause of death at
Could have been
93.
heroin. I'm not sure. No.
I got to tell you, some of the funniest skits were those SNLs with Will Ferrell playing James Lipton with a stack of cards on his desk and stuff. Just classic Will Ferrell stuff.
But actually, Inside the Actors Studio, if you ever watched some of those, they're pretty good.
It's a good show. Yeah. Because
you
got
an hour, no bullshit.
Yeah, and you kind of got like actors to kind of drop their guard a little bit and talk like humans.
And they weren't there just to promote a movie. They talked about their career.
Admittedly, a very good show. To your point, 93. I was like, oh man,
I had no idea it was that old. Now another huge one that happened this last week while I was gone. Tony Romo signed one of the biggest TV announcers.
$17 million.
One of the NFL players said, "What kind of crazy world is this where the announcers are making more than the players?"
That is crazy.
$17 million.
They're saying that Peyton could make more than him, and ESPN is breaking out the bank for him. So we'll see, but.
Yeah, they said their CBS only paid that much to keep him from going into a bidding war.
Yeah.
So if he would have got out and gotten into a bidding war, it would have been more than
you got to admit, Romo's really goddamn good on that show.
Yeah, he found his calling.
It is good.
That and I guess golf. I guess he's really good at golf.
Yeah, he's a real good pro-am kind of thing. Yeah. But I got to tell you, he's my favorite color guy. In the past, 3 seasons he's been doing it? 2-3 seasons, I think. He's really good. Yeah, it's crazy. It's like kind of like how Daniel Cormier in UFC is so good because like he just got out of the game and he's really insightful. Romo's the same way where like he sees things and then like as a fan you're watching it going like yeah okay like you really get like how much film these guys do and stuff like that. It's super good, but. $17 million for commentating.
That's a nice chunk of change right there.
Dude, man, it's going to make a lot more players like who are names retire. Like, I'm going to go make that Romo money, baby. I got to get out of here.
That was the only one I saw this weekend on an XFL game. The defensive end for the New Orleans Saints, Cameron Jordan, is that his name?
Okay.
He was doing sideline reporting for the XFL. Did he retire? I don't know if he retired.
Bills to pay.
Or maybe he's just doing it in the offseason? I don't know. I
don't know what the rules are with that. I don't know.
I mean, Kurt Menefee does the play-by-play on a lot.
Yeah, but he's not an actual active player, so I don't know what the rules are.
I don't know if he's active or not, but that kind of struck me funny that he showed up on the sideline in one of the games. And now, of course, between now and Christmas, we're gonna get a lot of this. Some of it's rumor, some of it's fact. Xbox Series X features are slowly being revealed and dripped out.
What did you hear? Because I've been reading Engadget. How are you picking up on these?
IGN.
You got IGN. Is
IGN has an ongoing article.
Okay.
And stuff.
Anything interesting? Anything pique your interest?
Well, the one thing they love to promote. Charles?
Teraflops?
Teraflops. A lot of teraflops. Everyone's got teraflops.
They love that teraflop talk.
I don't know what the hell a teraflop does.
It's always in the GPU arena, like the graphics processing. They always talk about how many teraflops they can push. I'm like, I don't know what that means. It sounds impressive.
I guess the Xbox is going to have 12. And rumor is
that's so many teraflops.
PS5 only going to have 8.
It's like back in the day when you heard like a 12-bit system. And
the
bits,
processor.
The new bits are teraflops.
Yeah. So and the other feature I keep hearing about, and I'm not even, who cares about this one, but so say you have 5 games digitally, right?
Okay.
And you play one, you stop it, go to the next one. All these games are going to freeze in place.
Yeah, they talked about this in the Bombcast.
So they launch quicker.
They're in a save state kind of thing.
Yeah, and they're supposed to launch.
Is that a big deal to you? Do you bounce around a lot?
No.
I feel like that's a really edge casey kind of thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like where
usually when a big game comes out, like say Assassin's
bang
Creed,
it out,
and you're going to play that game for about a month, right? You're not really going to have many other games for going.
And I think that's okay. So I feel like someone sat around a board table and was like, "How can we get good reviews on a new console?" Oh, the weird review people, give them this feature and they'll eat it up because like a review person's bouncing from game to game and all this kind of stuff. But like we often talk about it. If I'm a 15-year-old kid and can kind of get a game, you know what I mean?
I'm
like
have 7 saves.
Yeah, I'm not going to be bouncing between 8 different games. And maybe it shows you how out of touch me and you are, maybe. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Most of those kids get on one game, they stick with that one game, like Fortnite or whatever they're playing at the time, PUBG or fucking Madden or whatever. The only thing I'm really interested in
is the goddamn price.
Well, that too, and the loading times. They keep claiming these loading times.
You want to stream. You want basically like
well, that was the big PS5 thing that was leaked earlier, that the loading times are going to be
insanely,
10 seconds at the most.
And you can have an open world game. That's
watch. That first game we over, we're going to be sitting there for 10 minutes. Just like we
Tara flopping it in.
Tara flops aren't any faster. SSD
so slow on the flops. I don't know what's going on.
So that's the big one for me.
They just need to at some point, like I said, and with this coronavirus, they're claiming that it could affect shipping times and all this kind of stuff.
While they came out in a press conference and said that the Xbox will still be on time and on schedule for the holiday.
Oh, well.
PlayStation has said that, but Xbox has said that.
But Chinese manufacturing is all on its head right now. I don't know. Okay. I mean, they know obviously better than we do, but does that mean like they'll launch it, but it'll be a severe deficit? You know what I mean? Like there'll be 8 consoles in like every Walmart. Like, I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I'm not chasing them around. I'll wait 6-7 months.
Yeah, and the problem is too is like they just won't nail down the price. Like at some point.
Yeah, and my problem, all the games are still gonna be backwards compatible, right? So even if they come out with the new Halo, I can still play it on the Xbox One X.
Yeah.
So why do I need to run out and get the Xbox Series X?
Yeah, but I mean,
because it's got 12 teraflops.
I was gonna say you ain't pushing those flops. That's
true.
X,
I got less flops.
Yeah,
I think I only have 6 flops. With
I'm interested. I'll be honest with you. I love new consoles. So do you.
I told you
we got a little more FU money the older we get.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But like at the same time, you know, what does a console cost with this many flops? You know what I mean? Like, what is that?
I keep hearing the rumor around 500, but I also hear the rumor.
We live in a world where there's a $1,000 phone, like it's nothing. I don't think it's going to be around 500. I just don't.
I keep hearing that, and I also keep hearing there's going to be packages. So 500 is the small end.
Yeah.
And then,
800 is going to be the
800 with this one with a memory card or whatever and an extra controller. Here's this one.
Here's the one with the good hard drive.
Maybe they'll charge you $100 per flop. So
yeah, dude, 1,200 flops. Yeah.
You got to pay $1,200, man. I'm sorry. I'm like, damn it, take a flop away. Give me a discount.
Shave some flops to drop the price.
I need a flop diet.
Yeah, dude, I don't know, man. I'm intrigued. People are very anti the new form factor. I think the form factor looks cool as long as they don't have the heat issues. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's like, oh, it stands upright. Okay. Like, who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, how many flops does it push? That's all I want to know.
Now, the nice thing is, for all us current-gen people, there are some new first-party PS games coming out. Did you see the trailer for that?
Ghost of Tsushima. You sent it to me.
Show, and then also Last of Us Part 2 is coming out this year.
They're also talking about the Last of Us series that's supposed to come out, too.
Yeah, HBO, too.
Yeah, I'm pretty intrigued by that.
I still want an update on the Halo. I saw the one thing.
I'll watch it.
So, yeah, current gen, it looks like PlayStation's going to pull out about 2 or 3 exclusives right before the end. And also, I keep hearing, like, Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah.
If you buy it now, when you buy the new Xbox, it upgrades to the newer version.
That's cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so like if you bought it, because Assassin's Creed did that, bridging the 2 generations too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, between 3 and 4 or something like that.
So that's pretty nice. But then if everything's backwards compatible, I shouldn't have to rush out and get it right away, right? But I know I'll have to wait longer and I won't have as many flops.
I'll be honest with you. There's a lot of questions, but here's the issue. With this coronavirus, not just the manufacturing side, what does like an E3 look like? What is, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of questions, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know.
Yeah. So we'll have to find out. We'll keep you guys updated on the new series. Only really John cares and us too.
And it was funny, back to that, and I talked to you about the Arnold earlier in the week about the Corona thing and not to get too down around everything. No kind of mention of the Corona stuff at the Bernie Sanders rally, which was kind of weird because there was 2,000 people jammed in a room.
Dad brought up a great point. I forget what he said. I think he's like, for the regular flu, like 30,000 to 60,000 people die a year. Yeah. 2,000 people die from the coronavirus. We shut the whole world down.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a health expert, but everyone's saying you just wash your goddamn hands. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not. Are you afraid of it?
No.
On a scale of 1 to 10, where are you at right now?
10 being scared and want to.
10 being we're in a zombie apocalypse, Walking Dead. I think I'm at like a 2 at the most.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm a little more conscious of when I touch things to kind of wash my hands. But people are, I mean, I work at an international airport. People are wearing those masks, Steve, like you would not believe. Oh my God, those
3M
masks
stocks gotta be through the roof.
Dude. You know what's really banging for Lauren of all people? Kroger stock, because everyone's killing these grocery stores and Costco's and stuff like that. So, yeah. But you know what's dying right now? Marriott stock, because everyone stopped travel. Yeah. So,
and what's going to happen in April when this starts going away? Then everyone's going to look. Oh, I got 10 cases of water.
But then the question is it going to go away? You know what I mean?
Yeah, probably.
But at the same time too,
they'll find a shot for it by sometime in November.
So they said, what did Dad say? 2,000 people. Let's just say for our lack of ignorance, 2,000 people or whatever.
2,000 somewhere there.
What are the ages of those people?
80.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, is it all 100-year-old people? Like, is it all James Lipton? Did James Lipton die of the coronavirus?
Could be onto something.
Oh shit!
I know that the one Chinese doctor that allegedly found it, he was probably only
35
or younger. So. Maybe, but you don't know if he had respiratory problems, if he had a poor immune system. It could be anything. And he could have got the regular flu and died. You know, if you're gonna live your life worrying about everything, I mean,
I think that's what you got to live your life.
Then just get the boards and the fucking cases of water and dig you a fucking trench in the backyard.
Yeah, and it sounds like you just be a normal human being, like a response. Wash your hands. Don't sneeze on people. You know what I mean? Don't be an asshole. Is what it boils down to. John Oliver last week tonight had a great segment on it. Anyone who really wants to know the lowdown of the coronavirus and how to actually not be an asshole, watch that last week tonight that came out.
That show is great.
Yeah.
And finally, I'm a little bit of a rant. I've never really had experience with it, so I tried it out. Everyone always told me, "Oh, Uber is so much cheaper and easier than taxis and stuff." Uber, man, forget them taxis. Uber. First off, like we covered earlier, if you take Ubers to hotels and stuff like that, they drop you off at certain doors. They don't drop you off at the main door.
There's rules.
So before I booked my flight, there was you could take a shuttle from the airport there. It was $19 to travel. And I thought, well, and then everyone online looked at some message boards. They said, no, if you take an Uber in Vegas to your hotel, it's like $10. All right, well, fuck it. I'll take the Uber instead. So that's what I did when I got to the airport. You know how much the Uber cost me? $21. So I was like, I could have taken the shuttle and it would save $2.
You could have. I don't know. Like,
it doesn't save you as much as people make it out.
Yeah, but you were taking a shuttle. How much would it have taken you or cost you to get into a taxi cab to go from the airport?
Funny you would say that.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't take it from the airport, but I did take a taxi because my wife don't like to walk.
This is a true Vegas taxi. Right?
Yeah,
this is not
walked
an Uber
out front. It cost me $20.
Hey, dude, I'm going here.
It cost me $20 to go to Luxor to the Links, which is about 2 miles away.
Okay.
For two of us, because Michelle's driving with me. This isn't by my. Now everything would be in half, I guess, if it was just me, right?
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
So then we took an Uber on the way back, and it ended up being $17. But then you get a tip. Okay. So it's not. It's pretty comparable. It's not. It's not like.
I think that Vegas, to me,
Vegas might skew it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Vegas is so prominent. I've heard nothing but good things, like when people go to like New Orleans and stuff like that. Like a lot of people.
Funny you should say that.
Okay,
I took an Uber back from the Superdome at New Orleans. It cost me $52. I got an event charge.
Yeah. Here's my thing too. What I find funny is the fact that Uber is never a profitable company, yet its stock is worth a ton of money.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because they're holding out for like self-driving cars, which is funny. I don't know. Like you've done it. I haven't done it, but I know there are people that swear up and down by it.
There's some nice things about it. One, the cars generally feel cleaner than taxis.
Yeah.
Two, a shuttle, you're stopping. So you're on a shuttle, you're with 10 other couple.
Hotels.
Yeah. So that's annoying. So you don't have that in Uber. The drivers usually try to be much more friendly to you, so that could be a plus or a minus because sometimes you don't want to talk to anybody. But they're nice and everything's based and everything's the card and prepaid. So if I take an Uber,
it's negotiated. You know where I'm going.
And I know how much it's going to cost. Yeah. That's one thing about taxi.
The transparency.
Well, you're sitting in a taxi, you're staring at that time,
and then like a red light happens, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, and then you don't know if that time's plus more because you have someone with you. It's like what
there's rules based on like occupants. I didn't know that. Yeah. Shows you how little I take mass transportation. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure if there's two of you, it charges you more than just one.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm almost positive. So I don't know. It doesn't save you. People made out like online, like you're going to save a ton of money doing Uber. It's not
the convenience is there, though.
There is a little more convenience. I will give them that. But then again, it's also inconvenience because you have to go to certain doors. Yeah. You can't just walk out the front door and jump in one.
I think that kind of similar to what you're describing. I think that those taxi cabs pay a lot of money to sit up front of those. Yeah, there's a lot of greasing of palms that you don't, because like at the airport, you got to like have like certain tags on your car to be in certain areas. There's a lot of money washing between things that you don't realize.
And the other thing I don't like about taking a taxi in front of like the Luxor, there's always that dude that waves a taxi down
it's
for
like,
you.
I'm not giving you $1 because you waved your hand.
I know, but you do because you feel guilty.
And you're talking to someone who works at a 4-diamond hotel and all this kind of stuff. Doorman and all that kind of. It's like, dude, I don't know. I'm the wrong person. Like, I'm just not good at that. But I don't know. I think that Uber can be good, but like you did, I think you got to kind of mix it in and out. You know what I mean? Like, don't swear up and down by one way or the other, but no, hey, look, we can pop an Uber just over there or something like that.
The one thing that is nice, it shows the little car and how close he is.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing that confused me a little bit is a lot of these guys drive for both Lyft and Uber.
So you don't know who's the
so the Lyft is lit up. Uber doesn't have a light; it's just a white sticker.
Logo, yeah.
So like the one guy,
the umlaut, or
the one guy pulled up and it was in the car. It was supposed to be like a white Equinox.
Is there nothing in the app that says who, like what they are? Or
whatever? There's a picture, but it's about this big.
Oh, okay.
And then it says white Equinox, and it gives the license plate. But you're standing here, and the front's coming in, and all you see is a lit up.
So you got to like go over there. Hey, are you familiar from my?
What they usually end up doing is rolling the window down. Steve. Yeah. Okay. Then you.
Okay.
But or you walk around the back and check that license plate. Like, oh, yeah, this one's ours.
You literally checked.
That's
the
what I
license
did.
Plate. Wow.
Especially because he had the lift sign. And I was like, we didn't take a lift.
Yeah, so they're just double dipping.
Yeah, a lot of these guys double dip.
There's a million YouTube videos about people who drive for those companies. There's another big thing too, of these people that deliver packages from Amazon too. Like, there's a lot of fascinating. We talk about YouTube holes that me and you get down into. You start clicking on videos. I love to see the reality of people who drive for Uber, the reality of people who deliver for Amazon, and then the people that charge the scooters are another one. Like, there was one dude that did this bird thing, and like he showed you the system that he does to like pick them all up and then charge them and stuff like that. It's really kind of fascinating. Yeah. But you see, they'll break down like how much they cost them and all this kind of stuff. So I don't know. I'm going to quit my job and drive for Uber.
Well, I find that funny because we were talking about Justin and what he could do after the military and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
One of our Uber drivers, because we took the Uber back to the airport, and in the end, he was probably in his mid-40s, a Mexican guy. He was in the Navy. I said, oh, what did you do? Oh, I worked on computers and stuff. I was like, oh. And now he's driving an Uber. So it's like, what? How do you be a computer technician?
I'll tell you this, though, Steve. There are some people that don't like a static 9 to 5. That's the gig economy, as it's called. Oh. And there are some people that literally just, I want to work Tuesday, but I kind of want Wednesday off, but I'll work Saturday. You know what I mean? Like, they just kind of want to do their own thing, and they're like these weird vagabond type people. Yeah. Me and you would go bananas in that. Like, dude,
when I got into my line of work, they told me that's what I should expect. But I found the one place that
you're like, dude, I need a steady 8. All right, because it's kind of like those people that work on commission, and there's some people who might listen to our show that I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you budget. I don't know how you do all that stuff where it's like, hey, this week was a good week. Next week's going to be kind of lean. Yeah, that would drive me bananas, man. I couldn't do it.
I need steady. Slow and steady wins the race, right?
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, we almost doubled our time from last week. Not too bad. But, of course, we want you to join us on fatguyslittlepodcast.com or on Google Play or Apple iTunes or Spotify.
Did you get iHeartRadio?
I did not hear back from them. I think we might be on there already, but I'm going to double check that. They never did send me an email back. Some communication with some of these companies is terrible. But we're on a lot of them. Next week, we're going to try some Oreo popcorn, right?
Okay, yeah.
We're gonna, what about those D&D guys?
We're going to work on that still,
yeah. We got some D&D. And then Charles and I are eventually going to go out to the new sports book in Detroit and bet on some random UFC-ness.
We're also going to try to stream to a couple different spots, too. We're going to get past just doing the Facebook thing. We're trying to add onto the YouTube channel, getting our stream and Twitch. We're going to work on that. So
so a lot of new things coming in this year. So until next time, this is Steve
and Charles.
Catch you later.